Last week.
A lot of shit happened last week.
Hands were lost. That's what I remember. That's the big one.
So,
What did I miss?
You missed
last time on
What?
Dragon Ball
died
Z.
and then was resurrected.
Last time
like
on
legit died. Like
last time on DBZ, D&D edition, we, after having completed the quest to get, oh my god, I apologize for my background. I don't know if someone else wants to do the recap. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna leave that to you guys. I know the recap, but I'm gonna leave it to you guys in this game.
Yeah, so after we had gotten into the cave and killed the first three little things that were there, we decided to go explore a side room. We ran into a couple of people, tried to convince them that we were nice, and they didn't want to believe us. So their friend that they called in, being a man with several tentacles on his face,
oh god.
decided he was going to come into the room and psychic blast people in a cone. He killed Ishmael.
Ishbel happened to be in the cone.
Yeah.
Ishbel took more than double her health points and damage.
So that put poor Sarala in a frenzy. Summoned everything to like try and destroy it. We ended up finally getting rid of it. I kicked it several times after we were done. Sarala went
I think
to.
King was stunned for most of that fight. Because that wisdom save was not good.
Intelligence save. Yeah.
Oh, intelligence save, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Fergus. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, because he touched the book. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. King had a grand old time. yeah. And like a rat.
Mind you, I used the strongest spell that I could with my ice hand.
Yeah. We all just doped out of there. I think King attempted to. We've made camp, I think. Did we? Oh, right.
Yeah, it was like hyenas, but they were humanoid. Yeah, humanoid type. Hmm.
Yeah, we really needed to like.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds like it. Jeez.
King rolled
Yeah,
a
it
pretty
was,
high survival check and made a nice little camp dinner for everybody.
I leave for
Yeah,
one night, and
yeah.
Yeah,
You
right.
leave for one night,
Follow
hands
the
just
story
start
my
flying.
friends are.
Hands flying, babies dying.
So yeah, a couple other things I'll put in there to note is
Styling.
when you came across the two humanoids, they looked strange. Like one had tusks growing out of his side of his face. The other one had kind of like a hairy face with kind of like almost like a hunchback. They looked mutated in some way. They didn't seem quite all there either. Like maybe they were being controlled in some way.
Mm.
Let's see. Yes, and then where we left off. Oh, also in the Elemental Forge, you guys did find a type of rune in there that you did grab. Yeah, and then on the way out, as you kind of indicated, you found what looked to be like an ambush waiting for you. You guys turned back, set up camp, and with King's great survival checks, you're able to take a long rest. So that's where we'll pick it up. It'll be the following morning. You'd wake up, and on the map here is about where you are. You are headed down here to this kind of essentially what this is again is it used to be kind of like a mining port where they would send out all the ore and things like that coming out of the mine, but the mine has now been shut down because people have been going crazy from there.
I wonder why.
And so yeah, so now it's basically almost like abandoned ghost town. There's like a few kind of scant fishermen there, and you guys had rented a horse and carriage from some locals there. So it is early in the morning, 7 o'clock or so. How do you want to proceed?
Rise and shine.
Yeah, Ishbel seems to
already
have
up, like doing
slept
push-ups
like
and stuff.
hard, and her little body seems to have taken quite a toll, and she has trouble like waking up early the next morning. But she does kind of like wake up, and she's a little bit, sluggish out of it. She seems like maybe, reaction of somebody maybe like having like a concussion or something like that. But
Should get brained pretty hard, don't they? Oh boy.
and she kind of like curls up and finds comforts like trying to be as close to you as possible.
Like a rock.
Not great.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was a little chilly, but then I remembered to move my hand. No, it should still be good. I mean, it was ice. Not necessarily like it's just going to go away instantaneously.
We did, put it on ice immediately. So, like, it's not
Yeah.
like it
Yeah,
had
you're-
time to sit, Oh,
Yeah, the hand seems to be holding up for it being iced. It hasn't been all too long. It seems to be turning like some kind of like gross grayish color, but it's still like intact. Doesn't seem to be doesn't have like any insects or anything like that festering on it or anything like that right now. So it doesn't seem to be rotting.
Down on the farm, you could salt it or cure it or brine it, keep a lot longer.
I don't think that'd be very tasty to cook.
Like with your stump. Prepare for that ambush.
Yeah, we probably should
But it
get.
won't be much of an ambush if we know they're coming.
True. We might as well. I mean, worst case scenario, we stab.
Okay. Oh yes. All right, yeah, you pack up, and at this point, like I said, it's early. It's probably like you get a good early start. It's probably like 7 or so in the morning. And you make your way down the road, and getting to the point about where you remember where this ambush was kind of set up before. You see, kind of like off in the bushes, off to the side, like there's like a blood pool, and what looks to be like a foot sticking out of like the bushes.
Hmm. That's suspicious.
Okay.
All right. You keep traveling forward. As you kind of like pass by, you can get a full view now. It looks to be a body of one of these humanoid type hyena creatures. Kind of looks like it's been killed in some sort of fashion. Looks like it's been fresh, probably from last night, and it's basically just been left there in the bushes. And you remember seeing, I don't know, at least 5 that you saw, kind of waiting in ambush.
Hmm.
Yeah, you don't see any as you go past, other than just this dead one. Give me a perception check, or survival if you want to, kind of look for tracks or something. Yeah, you don't. Looking up ahead, looking behind you, you don't. Doesn't appear that anybody's following you. You kind of get down, and you don't see any kind of like tracks of anybody trying to follow you. You can kind of pick up a little bit of a trail of whatever kind of scuffle happened here near the body, but it just kind of like goes off into the woods. Yes, Greta. No, but you definitely can. Yeah, because that's what how she told you to contact her. Send her a message, and she'll be by to pick you up then, and she'll meet you at the docks. Okay. And she replies and lets you know that she's on her way. She's been out, kind of on the waters, partway through, doing some fishing. So.
Okay.
But as you make your way through, going forward, you don't see any of these other creatures or anything like that, or run into any kind of like hostile activity. Make your way to the boat, and you see the people that you had rented the horse from. There's kind of like a makeshift like little stable there, and as you note, they you kind of paid, I think it was like 5 gold or something like that, but 3 of it was supposed to be a down payment, so he gives you back your 3 gold after kind of looking things over.
It's a good horse.
Yes. She sure is. She's one of our lifebloods here. You've treated her well, thank you.
like horses. I grew up on a farm myself.
Ah. As you kind of like make chit chat, you see Greta pull up in her little water wagon and kind
Yeah,
of waving at
Uldrick's
you.
here.
She's got a big she kind of pulls up and she's got like a big line of fish, and she kind of greets some of the other people at the dock and tosses them half the string, and kind of lets them know that she's had some good luck out there, and she was sharing her precious treasures of the day with the other fishermen.
Hmm.
Ah, my pleasure. So, did you have any luck in there?
Surprisingly, yes. Actually, considering considering we came out mostly unscathed, I'd say we found some good luck.
Kind of looks you up
Most,
and down, and then eyes Sorella's hand. Oh my, that's quite
yeah,
unfortunate.
that's why I say mostly.
It's but a scratch. We have it on ice.
Ah, well, that's quite a medical feat to do something like that. Maybe check in with Granny Saltwood. She is the most qualified healer here in Yakutaro. Unfortunately, some people don't see eye to eye with her on certain things, but others, well, I mean, they think she's a miracle worker. If anybody can do something like that, I suppose it would be her.
I forgot about those. Wait, Nick wasn't here when we found those.
Oh, that's
So
right.
was so yeah. Yeah, there was like one for each of us, and it was like a mini version of each of us.
Okay, cool. That's very creepy.
Doesn't make it any less creepy.
Definitely creepy. Definitely
Yeah,
creepy.
definitely creepy.
Okay. So you guys kind of make your way at a really good clip in her boat as she kind of speeds along the coast, and you kind of trade back stories back and forth about the things that you've seen and whatnot. And she tells you, she's like kind of concerned as she kind of like keeps like eyeing your hand, like wanting to make sure that she makes like haste to get you there in time. You're very calm for such an injury. That's quite astonishing. Yeah. So you guys make your way there, and you kind of make your way to the city. At this point, it's probably like late afternoon. It's probably like 2 o'clock as you arrive. You see various fishermen kind of coming in with a catch. They're all kind of like jolly and happy, and you can kind of hear them. One of them is kind of like giving like the other one's shit. He's like, I told you I saw it. You thought I was drunk, you fools. Now pay up. He's like, you're right, I suppose. I'm talking about some kind of bet that they must have lost or something like that. Yeah, if you want to, are you trying to talk to them or? Oh, okay. Yeah, as you're kind of like listening, he's like, the other one's like, well, how did you know it was? And he says, it was the damnedest thing, though, and I saw those damn scrappers cutting away at it. And the other one is like, yeah, but the scrappers, they go after metal. You said it was some kind of washed up whale. Maybe you didn't win you after all. He's like, I don't know what the hell it was, but I do know what I saw, and you saw it as we were coming back. Now pay up.
Oh.
I'm still feeling a little I don't know. I'm still feeling the effects of that book from yesterday. So my guy's like, he's had the 1,000-yard stare pretty much since yesterday when he came out of that mine. Like the full effects of what has happened are still kind of like, processing in his brain. So he is willing to follow along behind you guys, but he is not engaging other humans or whatever they are.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there's something definitely off about Fergus.
Oh.
There we go. This is. I feel like this is for in the Discord.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, let me just see. Yeah, you make your way in, and he comes up from behind the desk, and he's just like, I'm surprised to see you made it back. And then he immediately like spots your hand. He's like, what in blazes tarnation happened to you, girl?
Traps. Traps happened, friend.
My pleasure. I can't even remember which one it was that was in there, but nonetheless, I'm glad that you found it. That's good.
If I
So,
could ask, what was with the big flamey friend of yours there?
yes, you must have went into the forge. Yes, that's a fire elemental. He powers the forge. I'm surprised he came out, though, did you? Oh, I see. You must have tried to take something within the chest.
Guilty as charged.
Well, understandable. It's okay. He says, well then, what can you tell me? What happened in there?
Or lack thereof.
ah, yes, of course. That's where we had some housing in there. We had our office space in there, basic equipment and things like that. Hmm. That's quite surprising. What were they doing in there? And where are they now?
Well, most of them have been disposed, but and Demis will kind of make sure he has his hand wrapped in a cloth to pull the book out of his bag and set it on the table. I did bring back one of the books that they had. I would highly recommend not touching it with your hands, though. As you can see, our dear friend Fergus is a bit lost at the moment last time he touched it.
Huh? Oh. No, I'm fine. It's okay.
That's okay, Fergus. We'll get drinks later.
He looks at that.
King
That'd
pats
be
a big,
nice.
needy, reassuring hand on Fergus's shoulder.
This is some incredible metal and craftsmanship. What? He kind of like looks. He takes out like a dagger and like rums them across like the top. As it kind of like makes like a clicking noise as it kind of runs across the bumps. It almost looks like a braille type of thing. I've never seen anything quite like this before. What is this metal? Very interesting. It must be a master who could make something like such as this. The delicacy, and he pulls out like a little magnifying glass and like looks at it closer. Incredible. There's no even seams or anything like that on it. Very interesting. But what made people go mad?
It was the
Surely it
creature.
wouldn't have been this.
It was that creature with the tentacles for the face. It was not of this world.
I've seen people.
As our friend says, it was a very tentacly friend that we had in there.
It must have been some powerful type of creature to do that.
They were able to control not only forces, but seems to meld with the mind, if anything. That's why we warn you not to touch the book, because it has almost the same effect.
I see. And he kind of like slides it back to you with his dagger. Well then, a deal's a deal. You may keep the rune there. If you would like, I can affix it to your equipment if you want. And then he kind of like reaches into, kind of like goes back and comes back like a couple minutes later. He's like, here, take this. And he slides you over like a pack of, like a sack of coins.
Sack of coins.
Thank you. But what exactly does the rune do?
What does the what do?
What does your rune actually do?
Let me see. I can't remember which one I gave you.
We'll pull it out and put it on the table.
as the DM can't remember either.
That's okay. The moment you're like, I don't remember what this is, and I'm like, that's the DM warning us he doesn't remember.
Yes, that was the Soul Trap rune.
A soul trap rune. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
She likes a Soul Trap rune. Like,
Serious.
yeah, it's a Soul Trap rune. I can't believe it.
What is the soul trap rune?
It will allow you to gain back spent magic type resources should you kill a high enough creature. Here, I can link it for you in the loot log.
So, stepping at a character really quick to kind of ask the group a question. Do we show him the gas canister thing that we found, which was like a remote?
That was on the Squiddo guy, right?
I think so.
Or
It was
one
in
of the
office
one of
or
the
something. No, it was on
Yeah.
the squid
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, because it was the. I don't see any harm in it. I mean, he might be able to tell us a bit more about it. Who has it though? Did I pick it up or?
It's in our bag somewhere. So I will write the soul trap rune in the loot log.
Yeah, I put it in there.
Yeah, we'll just
There's a
have
link
to.
in there.
Type of item receive a simple martial weapon. When you kill a creature counts rating higher, you gain 1 spell expended slot. So this is for people that can regain spell slots. So would be me, Ray, or Fergus.
I'd say it's not worth it to give it to me because I regain all my spell slots on short rest. So
That's true.
give it to the sorcerer or the cleric.
I mean, you can take it if you want, because I already have a Pearl of Power.
Does that refresh, or is that a one-time item?
It recharges every day, I believe.
Every day, yeah.
Do I have to attune to this soul trap rune stone?
No, essentially it'll get affixed to an item, to like a weapon. So the weapon can be something that already has attunement or not. If you put it on something that doesn't have attunement, it'll essentially turn it into a magic item.
Okay. I guess I can put it on my mace? Question mark? Looking at when you kill a creature with challenge equals or higher, you gain 1 spell. Okay, this would be something I would have to. The spell can't be higher than the other proficiency bonus. Okay, so this would have to be something that I'll need to really keep a track of. Okay, then I will hold on to the runestone. Sax so 7 critical. Okay, I'll add that. Thank you.
Did you want to hold on to it, or did you want him to affix it for you?
Can he affix it for me? Because I haven't done any
Yeah.
upgrades for my character yet either.
Mhm.
I'll, with my one hand. I'll pull out my mace and put it on the counter and ask if he can fix this for me, please. Affix it to it.
Yeah, and he kind of like told you it was like, part of your reward that he would put it on there for you too. So.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
How long will it take for it to be affixed to it?
It won't take too long, maybe a few hours.
Perfect. Then we'll be back in a few hours.
Okay.
Shall we go see something to be done about my hand?
That sounds like a great idea.
That might be prudent.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Are you going to see Granny Saltwood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you refresh my character, Andy?
Yes.
Thank you.
You and you. Okay.
Is there any way to level up Ishbel? Like, I know that she can be trained, but is there any other way to, like, make her better than what she is?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to do that if I can this session. Please.
Okay. Yeah, essentially what I was planning on doing, so the way that it would work is if you spend like kind of like time in your off time, like with her, like at night, in the morning, that kind of thing, like when you're traveling, the next time that you level up, I'm going to essentially level her up. She'll gain some more hit points, some abilities, things like that.
Okay. Then I will do those in my downtime.
Okay.
So, now we're here.
Yep. So, all right, so you guys arrive to the Saltwood Storehouse. You see the kind of clerk out there, Master Barnes. He says, I see you're back. What can I do for you?
I would like to speak to Granny Saltwood again if I can. We had a quest that we had to complete for her, so I'm coming back to let her know that we've done this.
Yes, I think you know the way. Well, go ahead around back.
Thank you. And I'll gesture to everyone else to kind of follow. I don't know if everyone else's token is on the screen, but...
Should be.
I tried to put mine in the wall.
This shadow here is just... Hold on. Light kid. There we go.
Yeah, and you make your way back around again, and you see old Granny Saltwood sitting in the same place that she was, like she's like almost like never moved. Still sitting in the chair, stirring like her big pot, and kind of all around her, she's got her little baby sea cubs all around the floor, and just kind of like entering near the doorway, you could just feel the hot humidity of the room, along with like some kind of like fishy stench. Just kind of like hangs in the air. And she kind of like, as you kind of grow near, without even kind of looking up, she's like, Sorella, I see you've returned.
Granny Saltwood, a pleasure it is. Can we retcon really quick to say that we brought the chest with us?
Mm-hmm, sure.
Okay, cool. Just to say that we have that on us. And hopefully one of us is just going to be hearing it.
He's definitely like down on the floor trying to play with the animals.
Okay.
So, and I'll kind of walk in, and these are my friends that I have brought with me as well on the journey. Oh dear.
I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah, you do so, and this one like it kind of like starts to like snuggle up to you as you kind of like do it, but then it like starts to like become like afraid and almost like a little like a cat. It like just like skitters back.
Oh no.
And it kind of like stumbles over its like clumsy like little body as it like tries to get back. Just like tumbles on the floor.
Adorable.
So, I will say, Granny dear, we've gotten actually a lot of the herbs that you had requested for the vials that you were going to make for me. And we pulled out, let me scroll back up. Essentially 3 to 4 things of what were they, baskets, but each basket was like 3 to 4 potions.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 3 to 4 baskets worth of herbs.
Yes. Well then, perfect. I can make you those potions that you requested then. It will take a bit of time, but I'm pretty proficient at it. I get things done very quickly.
Oh, Jesus.
I didn't know I was holding my button down. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, you seem
She's
very
saying-
excited for that.
Gonna kill. Swear to Greg. Not do what I wanted to say off. I'll also kind of gesture to Dremis to bring over the cloth holding my hand.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
gently set it on the table.
Is there any way to repair
I
my
should-
hand? In any way, would you happen to know?
Oh. Well then, what happened to you? You seem to have lost a bit of yourself.
Just a tad.
My goodness. She kind of like picks it up and looks at it. It is quite a clean cut, though, at least. You would need to... She looks at it. I can't really put it back on. She starts and thinks, well, there is one way we could do this. But it's a little bit dangerous. Wouldn't want you to lose that other precious hand of yours.
What might this entail?
Well, some creatures have very powerful regenerative features. They even can grow back heads. She kind of comes over and she now gets up from her chair, her like crooked like back, and she comes over and she puts a hand on Sarala. I see you've fought one of these creatures before. They have many heads, large beasts. If you don't cut their head off just right, it grows back. After felling one of these beasts, you must eat the heart. And, well, you will grow back your hand after that. But this particular beast is not like a normal one. It is... Well, it has some additional properties to it that might harm you. But I have an antidote that I could brew up. So you would need to kill it, then drink this antidote. Then munch on its heart.
Wait,
I don't suppose you know what those side effects would be, dear Granny.
Are the side effects without my antidote?
Yes. Well, unless you're telling me you're going to hand me something that I will have to worry about.
Oh, you have nothing to worry about from me. No, dearie. But if you tried to consume this heart of this beast without my antidote, well, let's just say you'll get more than heartburn.
Indeed. Well, then I will table this as a thought. If you could tell me where I would be able to locate it, I might consider it. But for now, and I'll kind of wave my hand over to, I'm assuming either someone's holding the chest, and ask him if they could place it down on the floor. Could you pray tell me what is this? And I kind of open it.
She says, oh my, I see you've been snooping around in my things.
Not necessarily. We did have to go further into the cave to get the herbs. But, of course, there were other things lingering there besides deer strawberry.
Ah, yes, I'm afraid you probably run into the poor soul that was hung in that cave. He made a terrible, fateful choice in his life, and was hung there. Ever hunger for more love that he just can't quench. He tries to feed his soul in various ways. Poor sap.
I think we saw that guy.
Ah, he must have been eating something interesting.
I'm not
Something
gonna
from
say it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it.
strawberries
Oh,
left
okay.
over. The two of them, Strawberry and him, have had quite the symbiotic relationship. He cleans up after Strawberry's mess.
So we did get to see. But dear Granny, seeing as well, the last time we met was our first time meeting. Why would you have this box of things in your room? Specifically, figurines and memories made of us.
Oh, me? I don't know. As I said, I'm just a little old woman. I can't get in that cave.
I was just about to say, can I instant check?
I'm not. Hmm.
King, you look at her and you can see, like, she's just kind of like this frail lady as she kind of like sits up and she's got this crooked old back.
Dearest Granny.
Tremis, though, you're looking at her and kind of thinking something isn't quite as truthful as would appear.
Dearest Granny, well, I would be inclined to believe you. I don't, my dear. And it's quite... Be that as it may,
So frustrating.
why would you lay claim then to the box of dolls if you can't get into that cave? If these are your things, then surely you've had to make them or had them conjured in some way. But if you're just a frail old granny, then why do you have these?
Well, that is my box, yes. And as I said, you must have been snooping around in my room back there. But these dolls, well, they are puppets. And she kind of looks at them. I guess they do kind of look like you, but I mean, that's probably just a coincidence, eh? I mean, they're pretty crudely made. Seashells and seaweed and whatnot.
I kind of give...
I think you're reading into things a bit too much.
Jemis kind of shrugs his shoulders. Ah, well, if you say so, Granny. Although I do feel there's something you're holding from us.
Damn.
I mean, but dear Granny, you don't look that old for your age. If anything, I think your eyesight is actually quite well, seeing as how you spotted my daughter for what she was before you even actually saw her.
Ah, yes, but of course. I try and keep in tip-top shape. My eyes are quite well, and she points her over at her little herb collection. These little babies do me wonders. But alas, it doesn't do everything. These old bones are quite hard to get around these days.
I'll kind of wave it off for now. And I'll kind of give her like a side eye. And shrug. Well, let us then get those potions made, shall we?
Ah, indeed. She grabs the herbs that she gathered. And lets you know, it'll be maybe 2 hours or so.
Oh,
That's
Wonderful.
how long we gotta wait for
for her
that and
weapon,
stuff.
so yeah, it works out.
2
I do
hours to
believe
kill,
there's
huh?
I do believe there's one more person we have to take something to that we have omitted to taking.
Perhaps. Well then, dear Granny, we shall be back later. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, of course. You want to roll me a perception check?
I would love to roll a perception check. You don't know how much I love rolling perception checks. I love
Jesus.
perception. Perception is so great.
All right, so Sorala, one thing that you do notice is that up here on the mantle there are a couple of other dolls that look very much like the other ones, and with that perception check, you look at them closely, and you can see one of them looks just like the one that's like your doll, except it's missing a hand. The other one looks kind of like Fergus.
And before I kind of like turn around, and I'm assuming I see this, and I said, "Oh, but I forgot. I wanted to ask more about all these fascinating things in your room." And I'll kind of walk up over to the things over here, and be like, "Wow, look at these figurines. Did you buy these, perchance, Granny?"
As you do so, the Fergus doll like stands up and it like wobbles around, and it like pulls out like a little flask and it like starts chugging it.
Ah, this one looks just like.
And then it just like falls back over.
Pull out my flask and take a sip.
The Sorala doll like clutches her arm and like opens its like little shell mouth as if to like scream, but like nothing comes out.
I'll
Oh no!
pat the little doll on the head.
Granny says, "Would you look at that? Isn't that interesting?"
Of course.
Isn't that interesting?
She just sits back down and continues stirring her cauldron.
Aren't you full of surprises, Granny? Well, I don't want to make enemies out of people I just met. And plus, we still would like those potions from you. So we shall take our leave. But thank you for this wonderful and very interesting encounter.
Of course, dearie. Come back soon.
Thank you. And we leave.
Okay. All right.
King lets Granny know before he leaves that his services as a crosswalk aide are always available.
Here's my card.
Aren't you a
Crosswalk aid
sweet...
for old ladies.
I am the Granny crossing the street escort. If you need ever our walking services, we shall be.
I hear the
here to
car
help
horn
you.
too.
Perfectly timed. We leave to go. I'm assuming. We still haven't told Greta about her dad.
No, we have not.
So should we take care of that incident?
Yeah.
That is not something King has knowledge of.
So
Yeah.
essentially, before we came to this island for both King and for Fergus, the crew that we were a part of, one of the people were essentially the father of Greta. They were trying to go to Greta's wedding and bring kind of gifts and like a dowry and things like that to her. He died along our trip, killed by the snake people,
Yanti.
the Yanti.
Mm.
And all that's kind of left is like a note that was like says like it's his buttercup, it's like his daughter's like precious to him, things like that, like her wedding dress, things that he was going to be giving to her. And we haven't confronted her about it. We've kind of just slowly swept it under the rug, because everyone's like, let's get our weapons upgrade first and then tell her. So that's kind of the situation we're in.
And then we realized we made a sale, and they're like, well, maybe we shouldn't tell her and mess her up while she has to sail.
I wanted to just tell her. That didn't go. That plan was vetoed. So, options that we have while we wait, in quotes, we could do shopping. People can get their stuff done. We can essentially do the whole Greta side story. Or whatever people want to do. Or we can fast track. But what do you
Yeah, I
guys
mean, you can always just time skip too and just say we collect the potions and we collect the upgrades and stuff.
I don't have anything I need to do, so if you guys just want to skip, but if someone has something they want to do, let's do
And
that.
spends the next 2 hours collecting every stray dog in town and naming them.
Sorala will essentially be training Ishbel in the time.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Dermis is just kind of seeing if he can swindle anybody out of a couple of extra gold at a table.
Okay.
If he's going to a pub, I'm gonna go with and have a drink. Or two.
Oh no, yeah, no, you're definitely along with me, Fergus. He has you by the shoulder, and it's just like, you definitely need a drink, my friend. Let's go.
So that is what we do in our fast track timing.
Perfect. Yeah, on your way through town and whatnot, you do notice Mr. Race coming out, and he kind of like greets you. He's like, there's a very famous blacksmith in town. I'm going to meet him at the bar, at the pub.
No. That sounds amazing. Do you happen to know the name of this blacksmith?
Forge fire or something. He's a fellow dwarf.
Sorala says under her breath. Well, I would love to actually be introduced. Never mind. Let's just go. Sorala kind of walks slightly defeated towards the bar. Shit. I'm so looking forward to this though.
Let's see. Oh, we need Fergus.
Thank you.
All right, so you guys kind of make your way into the tavern known as the Starry Night's Rest.
And loudly announces his arrival as the undefeated arm wrestling champion. Greets some of the regulars on his way in and takes a seat at his usual table.
And yeah, one of them is like, King's here, everybody!
Yay!
The one time I wish for my mom to cheer in.
That would be great.
And Sorala, you see kind of off in the, sitting at a table, you recognize immediately your mentor sitting at the table here. He's kind of like settled up and seems to be having like an intimate conversation with a younger, other-looking dwarf. They're kind of like sharing drinks and meals.
In pause. I don't think that was the picture we chose, but that's fine.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll go with it.
Okay. He's a very suave dwarf.
He's a very suave dwarf. I'm like, this
Yeah,
doesn't look
yeah, he
like
doesn't
this.
like.
He's
dressed up like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
He doesn't
like-
look like he normally does.
I'm like, my master got a haircut.
Damn, he cleaned up nice.
He cleans
He's
up
trying to
fine.
impress the ladies, apparently.
Has he noticed that I've walked in?
No, he's got
course
his
you do,
back,
you
and he's
slut.
basically just.
I guess I will make my way that way. Slowly. Ah, Master Forgefire. It's been a while.
Ah, Sorella, my dear. He like stands up. Oh my goodness, it's been quite some time, hasn't it?
I'll kind
The
of-
journey was long. I just arrived yesterday.
I apologize for the inconvenience that we've caused, and I'll kind of like kneel down so I can like kind of give him a side hug, because I'm like super tall.
Yeah, he greets you back and immediately looks at your stump. He's like, "Oh my, what happened there to you?
You like
That's awful."
Ah,
It was a kitchen accident.
Shaft trying to hug
We tried to let her cook
you.
something and she just kind of swung the wrong way.
I I kind of glare at Gems.
He just kind of looks away and keeps drinking his drink.
It's but a flesh wound. Yeah, you know, I know we've seen these things happen amongst the clan quite
God.
often, but you never think it would be you when it happens.
Yes, indeed.
But how have you been?
Well,
May I take a seat?
absolutely. Here, this is Rose. Rose kind of like looks at you and kind of like sheepishly says hi.
It's a pleasure to meet you. And I kind of like put my stuff in my hand so it's not like bothering anyone. I kind of put it down. I still have my baby on my back. So, how have things been back at home?
Oh, they've been pretty good actually. A few strange things going on here and there, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Some of the mountain folk they've disappeared, or the ones that come back seem to be a little bit crazy. They have gone off to live on their own. But it's a bit of a mystery, but nonetheless, it seems that you've almost grown in size since I've seen you last.
And I'll kind of like take my hand, the one that's not stumped, and I'll kind of like brush the back of my hair.
He says, "Well, I do need to get back soon. Probably, I think I've got maybe 5 days left here, and then I'll be heading off back. Did you... Apparently, what I came here for wasn't really needed, though, was it?"
Well, I mean, it might still be needed, and I apologize again, Master, for that happening. We had gotten our ship taken by pirates, and we had to find another method of getting off the island that we were stranded on. We found that it was moved, but of course that's not our boat. That's still the captain's boat. So if we could hitch a ride, I would still greatly appreciate it. We'll still compensate you for having to come out so quickly.
Indeed. I was quite lucky that I found a trade ship. I just kind of saddled it along. They were totally willing to redirect their efforts to go to the island of Baratang. I thought it was a little bit crazy to go there, but luckily we didn't need to go there.
Well, luckily, that island is not the best. Well, is this your new apprentice?
Oh no, I've just met her tonight.
Oh.
Oh, well then, and then I kind of, assumingly I can understand. Well then, and I kind of like stand up. I apologize for interrupting your meal. I will lead the both of you to it. Let us catch up another time then, Mr. Forgefire.
Indeed, Sir Allight, it was so good to see you. Yes, we will meet up, and I can give you a lift back to the mainland if you so desire. 5 days from now.
I will keep note of that. And thank you. And I kind of look to Rose and I kind of wink and say, "Have fun." he's a
She
bit
kind
of
of
a
like-
wily one.
I see. And she looks like very shy. And she kind of just like blushes and like takes a drink of her wine.
King sees Sorrel over there and steps over, and he's like, "Oh, are these friends of yours? Do they arm wrestle?"
I apologize. And I'll kind of grab King by the collar and drag King away.
Yoink!
Nice.
I just wanted to arm wrestle.
Maybe later, King. Maybe later.
Okay.
And I will excuse myself from the group and go upstairs and train with Ishbel.
Okay.
Well, at least we can safely get off the island. Right.
Man, conversation stiff with it. I'm not-
Jeez. So Jemus is going to look to King and ask for his strength to take something over to Greta.
Yeah. You need to lift a heavy box or something?
Yes. It's quite a few things that Greta kind of needs to have. If you don't mind giving me a hand taking them to her.
Yeah, sure.
As you guys are saying that, you actually see Greta come in, and she appears to be with one of the men from the dock, the kind of like the kid who was talking about the thing that he saw.
Oh.
I don't see her. Oh, let's go find Greta.
Oh, she's down here.
No, because my
Yeah.
perception.
Oh, perception, yeah.
Jemus is going to gently pat him on the shoulder. Just she's already in the building, my friend.
Oh,
We apparently don't need to go too
okay.
far.
Oh, all right. Well, now I get to finish my meal. Lunch, dinner. I don't know what time of day it is.
So Jemus is going to kind of wave Greta
Second
over.
breakfast.
Oh, Greta, I was just about to come and try and find you.
Ah, hello there. It was Tremis, right?
Yes. So, there were a couple of things that came along with us, and going back through them, I realized that the name that was on them actually was assigned to you.
It's very heavy, apparently, and I'm here to help.
They were things your father was bringing to you.
My father? You knew him?
Yes, we were traveling together on the same boat down to Batarang. I
Beartang.
messed up the name. Beartang. That is the name. Beartang. We were traveling together down there. However, I do regret to be the one to have to tell you, but we were waylaid by some Yanti while we were down there. Your father did not make it.
Oh. What?
did. Before he perished, he did ask us to bring you the stuff for your wedding.
Ah, I didn't even know he was coming for that. You see her kind of like
Well, you meant that kind of head.
go and just like slump down in a chair. She kind of like starts looking through the box and starts crying. You see the waitress kind of come over and bring her a drink and like leave.
Please, if she needs anything else tonight, just put it on my tab. I'll cover it.
Ah, indeed.
Once again, Greta, I'm truly sorry I have to be the bearer of news like this.
Ah. Well, I wish you would have told me right away.
To
I
be
don't
fair,
know why you kept it from me.
To be fair, we honestly had so much on our minds from running from the auntie and everything, we didn't even make the connection until recently.
Ah. Well then, I do appreciate that you've brought this for me. She kind of looks through and you see her like holding up the kind of like picture frames and whatnot and going through them, touching them. And then she kind of like gets to like the letters and she's like looking through them and looks like he never finished his words here. Ah, that's deaf for you. And as she's like trying to have this like conversation with you, the guy that she came in with, the one that you noticed from the dock, he's like, "Hey, so does that mean you don't want to hear what I have to say? You're still gonna pay me then, huh?" And she looks at him. Yes, just give me a minute. She like goes through the dower and she like pulls out like a coin, tosses it to him. Go buy some ale then. Aye, miss.
So was he... It doesn't seem like you two were estranged.
Well, both me and my dad were a bit of outcasts. We never really fit in quite much with the our regular folk. We kind of left and made our own way. And me and him, we never saw too much eye to eye either. But we still loved each other nonetheless. We had our disagreements here and there, yes, but... Anyways, you can see she's kind of like having a hard time concentrating. She takes another like drink. Well then.
Please, take your time. I know it's a lot to take in.
Yes.
Like I said, if there's anything that you could possibly need that I can help you with, just feel free to ask, whether it's something from the bar or anything.
Yes. Well, there was... She says, "Oh, no, never mind."
No, we're sitting here. We've become acquainted now, right? You can tell me what's on your mind.
She says, "Well, I feel a little bit ashamed now that just finding news of my dad like this, but I am curious about this. The fellow over there," and she points to him at the bar, "told me about some kind of strange, washed-up creature that he says. But here's what's strange about it. There were shoreline scrappers nipping at it. Shoreline scrappers, if you know what they are. They're attracted to metal. Creatures generally aren't made out of metal, but he insists that it's some kind of large creature, maybe like a washed up whale or something. Anyways, I was going to take a ride out there tomorrow and see what it was.
Ah, if it
Any
would-
kind of
would-
metal contraption, if it was a contraption, would certainly have my eye. But I don't. They say it's not made out of metal, but maybe it's just a creature that ate something that was metal, but that doesn't make sense either.
It could be. Ah, it does, however, sound like you would like people to go along with you.
Indeed. The scrappers are a little bit dangerous. I mean, they're. And you guys are strapping folk. Seem to be able to take care of yourselves. Maybe you could shush them away so I could get a closer look.
They kind of turn to King and Fergus. What do you think? It's not really that bad of a request, now is it?
Seems alright. We could do that.
It's a welcome distraction.
And I know Sarala, she's
Can I
She's big, but
finish
she's a
my
soft
lunch
heart.
first, though?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, cool.
and our half giant friend. She's big. She may seem a little surly, but she's a lovely person. She'll definitely come along as well.
Yeah, that is
And
good.
then Jemus just kind of leans down the bar to look at Twidget. And you, small one. Definitely. You, right?
Of course.
Well, it seems we seem to be in order, so we most likely will be here tonight, and whenever you're ready to go, just let us know.
Great. If you need more time, we could leave tomorrow. Otherwise, I would be fine going now, or whenever you're ready.
I think
Oh,
I think
yeah,
my
we're
companions
still
and I
waiting
do
for
need.
this stuff.
Yeah, we do need a little bit of time, so probably tomorrow would be best.
Indeed.
And Sejemus kind of gently pats her on the shoulder. Be strong, Greta.
Thank you. Thank you, friend.
He's going to take his last little swig of his drink and start heading upstairs.
Huh. All right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to do here? Otherwise, we can just call it a day, and you guys could just collect your stuff.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the night goes on, and the following morning you wake up, and I guess throughout that night, you've also kind of got your stuff too. So you've got your upgraded mace, and one thing that as Mr. Race actually comes into the tavern with it, and he's made it an additional upgrade on there for you. As he kind of comes in and he greets your master, he kind of wants to almost like impress him with his work, and he hands it to you. So along with the affixation of the rune stone on there, it's also a +1 mace now. All right, and then you've also collected all of the potions from Granny Saltwood, and they appear to be what she says they are.
Hmm.
So,
Just kind of like swirling them as we stare at them, like,
oh, it was the yeah, what was that called? Yeah. No, it's a stone to flesh. Yeah. She hands you 6 of those. There's the antidote that she mentioned before, that if you wanted to eat that Hydra heart, that you would have to drink this antidote before doing so. Or you would get heartburn, as she put it.
Jermis.
And I think we didn't quite mention this, but she would have told you that it's in a marsh called Blue Shell Marsh. That's kind of north of the farms. All right. Yeah, so in your character sheet, you can just add a +1 mace, and then make a note that you have this that rune on it. All right. Okay. Yes. No, only so if you're trying to go like the armor proofing, you'd have to go with first tier, and then you'd add in the second tier of armor proofing. But the other things, like if you wanted to make it runic or breathable, that sort of thing, you don't have to have any other upgrade on it, unless it says it. Some of them might say that there's a prerequisite. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that's 3,000 gold then to upgrade your armor for a +1. All right, yeah, and we'll just assume that you brought this up, when you originally, yeah. So you don't have to wait again.
Yeah.
All right. So what would you guys like to do?
Uh, think we
So is that just a test roll?
yeah, I think that was just a test roll for her.
Bringing her mace around inside the friggin' tavern.
That's why I leave for 2 minutes.
Bar fight.
Right?
Are we all ready to go then?
I'm ready to call it a night.
So, yeah. And then
Yeah.
we'll just leave in the morning. Yeah, I think we decided we were gonna like fast forward, or if
Yeah.
we're not doing anything else.
Yeah, unless you guys wanted anything else to do, we'll just pick it up in the morning, assuming that you got all your upgrades and stuff like that in hand.
And King will spend the rest of his day feeding stray dogs, helping old ladies cross the street, and arm wrestling people at the tavern.
Okay.
That's
Roll
what he
me
does.
in.
This is his town. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I took the folk hero background, so he's like a local legend. Oh, I have no idea.
Wait. I have this too?
How many gold again? Uh-huh. Okay.
Yep.
What was
Roger.
the silver and copper again? Right.
King, I'd like you to roll me. Again, I'll leave it up to you how you want to do it to try and find these stray dogs. But like perception or survival, to like kind of like track them down, or like
Yeah.
nature. One of the three, I suppose.
Well, he's got like he's got like some meat. He took some meat from this roast he was eating, and he's like giving little bits of it to stray dogs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely find one. You find one kind of like off in one of the alleyways. It's kind of like digging through like some garbage, and it looks to be a little bit skittish. If you want to roll me animal handling.
Animal handling. Aha.
Yeah, and you said you had some meat or something like that?
Yeah, a little bit of cooked meat.
Yeah, it kind of like comes up to you, and you're able to kind of like persuade it, and kind of like it kind of comes up to you and like starts to eat out of your hand, kind of a little bit skittish at first, and it starts to like wag its tail, and it kind of like sits by your
Buddy.
side.
Buddy.
And then it follows you back in the tavern.
Which I'm sure the bartender's thrilled about.
They look and
They're
it's like
not
it's
again.
it's kind of a somewhat of a normal sight. They don't really pay much too much attention to it. All right, so it's the following day. What did you guys want to do now? Yeah. Well, I guess what stuff? Hey, I'm the DM. You don't get to say yes. All right, let me look at this here.
Wow.
So was it the stuff that was highlighted in blue? Okay. Yeah, I'll say that, yeah, you're able to sell it all. And selling it to Mr. Race, now that you've kind of made some favorable to him, you can get the actual value for it that was listed for it. Yeah, so just delete that and then just turn it into a coin.
Well, I don't know if I had money, but that's fine. I don't think I took much.
Probably.
Oh God. Fergus's whole life just turned upside down.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all this. I'm gonna retire, I think. It was good knowing all of you. Thank you so much.
But wait,
Buy
there's
myself a
more.
farm. There's more.
There's plenty more.
No, I think I have to come with you. It's just told me I have to come with you. So
Yeah.
Rip.
Yes, but that is an extra item that if somebody wants to use it, they can.
Definitely.
So what it is it's essentially it's like a chest piece that you can load it up with a potion, and then as an bonus action, you can quaff a potion with it. It's like a spring-loaded holster for potions.
I'm imagining that it's like the hat with the beer with the straws coming down.
That'd be awesome.
He doesn't have night vision. Well,
I mean, I do.
I don't.
do I?
Why the heck not?
Half works have night vision. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
Oh yeah. Half works do have night. They have dark vision.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I don't mind us doing it after. That way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, she is kind of like up and chipper now.
She just needed a little rest. A little more rest.
Yeah, she's recovered. It's back in full spirits, like nothing ever happened now.
I'm just chuffed by unknown creature wags.
There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we can check out that the lead on the whale or whatever with the metal creatures
Go
or
help,
the creatures that eat metal or something or attracted to metal.
Yeah, the one that we were going to go do with Greta.
Yep, that works.
Okay. Alrighty. Let me see. All right. So the next morning you wake up and you've now spent the dog has like followed you into your room at the inn and kind of like spent the night. It kept like trying to crawl into your bed and
Does
sleep
dog
with you.
have fleas?
And yeah, I mean it's a stray dog. It stinks. It's like matted hair. Yeah.
Oh no!
It is
King might have fleas now.
It's kind of a mangy mutt. But yeah, as you get up, it kind of like follows you down and out, and just as you're out, it like goes up and like grabs like a sausage off of somebody's table and like books it out. But it continues to follow you along. And Greta kind of like meets you guys at the dock, and you guys all kind of like pile into her little water wagon. And she kind of like points out to you that it's up here along the shore, not too far, just kind of a little bit north of where the race farms are.
Oh, but not, King who has fleas now, because the dog slept in his room.
Can't do anything about the fleas. I can clean or soil an object. I can make you more soiled if you'd like.
The dog kind of like eyes you as you get like on the boat, and he like is like conflicted on whether or not he should get on or not.
No, don't follow. It's dangerous. Not good for doggos.
Roll me animal handling.
Oh wait, I think I have speak with animals or something like that. Yeah,
Actually,
I do have speak with animals.
yeah, your bear statue allows you to do that once per day.
Oh, okay. I also have that as a first level spell.
Oh, okay. Are you going to try and talk to him?
Yes, I let him know that he needs to be a good boy, and I will return, but I'm going on a journey.
Okay, master. You come back fast.
I will try.
Okay. I stay here.
Very good boy, Fabian.
Thank you, master. You see him like trot off.
Doug! I was hiding under your
Doug?
porch because I love you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes, it's very strange. The guy who reported, he was a little bit drunk and he slurring his words. Shining on a shore. I don't know what it is.
Oh my lord.
Let's see, hold on. Okay. Alright, so as you guys get a little bit closer... Oh, I should probably... Hold on, I need a token for this just in case. Alright, then I'll drop you guys here. Alright, so as you guys approach, you can see this strange looking thing, and as you begin to get closer, you can see it doesn't look like a whale or anything like that. It's a strange looking thing that does look like it's somewhat fleshy, but also almost made out of metal. And you can see the things that they were talking about as they called them scrappers. They look like these almost like strange looking like large lobsters, but they've got like old bits of like rusty metal things attached to them. You see like some old like armor or some boots, some like sword or whatnot, and some like anchors, all kinds of various like metal type of objects that are like stuck onto their back. And Greta kind of explains to you that it's a strange creature that has like these magnetic properties that metal is attracted to them, and they feed off of metal. And you can see that coming off of this strange looking thing, that there are these almost like things coming out of the sides that look like tentacles that they're kind of like peeking at right now. And it's like this strange amalgamation of like flesh and like metal, and it's almost like frayed at this point. And you can see that bits of this thing are like kind of like busted and broken up, and there's like strange fluids kind of like leaking around it.
That poor thing looks like it's had better days. Yeah. Quick question: are we inside something, or
You
No.
guys are. Oh, can you guys see the map?
You have to use the if you have a candle or something at the bottom of your screen.
Oh, actually, it should be day. Let me fix this because
I can see just fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
somehow I'm a changeling, but yet we don't get dark vision?
There we go.
There, now I think you can see.
Ah.
I'm like, wow, it's dark.
So Greta kind of pulls up as close as she can with her little boat, and you guys kind of hop off. And you can see that it's kind of a rocky shoreline along this kind of area. And further down to the south, you can see that there's a little bit of a cliff with some trees, a tree line kind of like blocking off anything else from the south.
I rub Ishbel's head in her sneaks and hand her to Greta. I hate
Okay.
to ask, but can you watch her again, please?
Oh, but of course.
Thank you.
Come along, lass.
Well, into the fire.
Let's do this.
I don't see a fire.
Oh, King.
Sorella lights her hand on fire. So since I don't have a hand, I had to choose between holding my mace or holding my shield. If I take my shield off, does it drop my AC 1?
A shield is 2 AC.
Because, I mean, like, if I put it on my back, does that drop my armor?
Yes, yeah, you have to be holding it.
So then I'll just hold my
Wielding it.
shield. And since I already have a +2...
Are bucklers a thing in 5e or no?
Not normally, I don't think.
Okay, because in Pathfinder you can actually have a buckler that actually just attaches to your arm.
Oh, okay.
My AC is technically 20 because of my... I gotta edit the miniature. Gmail. I'm ready.
All right. Does anybody need reinforts or anything like that?
I'm double checking real quick.
Okay.
It does
Probably.
look like I need a token on the map.
You should be there. You're not able to see.
No, I mean I can see. I just maybe my token's under somebody else's or something.
It's like at the top left corner. Do you not see it?
Mm-mm.
I'm
That's
moving
weird.
it around.
Yeah, I moved it. Let me.
Oh.
I moved it. Yeah, but let me. I deleted it. Let me just add it back again.
Okay.
Huh, weird.
Okay, I think... checking spells. Did I update my spell list? I should be okay for this. Can I re-import my sheet just so that my... Oh, did I upgrade my weapon? Sorry, I'm just double checking my mace really quick. Mace. Customize. Is the +1 to hit bonus or damage bonus?
Both.
Both? Okay, so I need
Yeah.
+1. +1.
It should. Yeah, you should be able to just add a +1 mace.
Oh, just a okay, so then I'll just have to take off this and then... Okay, give me a second. Because I didn't know that. I was just putting it under the mace and just adding it to, like, a bonus.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I have to go to
So, but as you kind of look down this shoreline, you can see that, and you're getting a little bit closer. You can almost see that it's almost like a large, like a ship-like structure, but it's unlike any kind of ship that you've ever seen.
So it's this purple thing that's in front of us?
Yes.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's like a structure almost.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
seeing like the front of it. It's kind of like rounded there in the front, and it looks to be like over like 100 feet long. That kind of like lays along the beach of the shoreline here, and there's strange tentacle-like tubes that come out of the side here that you can see on this side. And there's these large crustacean-like creatures that you've been told about, which are called shoreline scrappers. They kind of almost look like large crayfish, and they're just sitting there clawing at it. And they have heaps of what appear to be like junk affixed to their backs.
If it's all right with the rest of you, maybe I could do a little reconnaissance real quick. And I'm going to whisper. I've got this ring on my right hand. I'm going to whisper into the ring and float up into the air.
Ooh. I can't clap, but I'll snap.
You can clap your hand against your stump.
I beat my shield against my chest or some shit.
Imagine that I'm like one of those stage musicians. I put my hands out. I look around. I give a little nod. Like, yes, that's right.
I'm imagining what's his face from Arrested Development.
Oh, that's exactly it. No, it's very Job-like.
Oh, Lord. Can I get a reload for my sheet, Andy? I think I
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'd like to float 25 feet up into the air and just kind of like get a look over this thing here. Do I see any other creatures around on I'd just like to float up as high as I need to kind of like see over this to kind of see who else is around.
Yeah, I'm going to just move you around. So as you begin to fly around, you see on the other side over here that there are these kind of like, you see there's another set of like these kind of like strange tentacle-like tubes on the other side that kind of match what's happening on the other side. But there's also like these corpses, like 2-3 like corpses that look like they've been maybe from as high up as you are. It's hard to tell, but they don't look super fresh, but they don't look like they're like skeletons or anything like that.
Okay, so slightly more recently dead.
Yeah, as you fly around the backside, you can see that the backside is like damaged in some sort of way, and you can see that there's some kind of like strange opening, and there's like all these kind of like jagged pieces. It looks like this back end has like almost like been broken off somehow. And you can see that now that you are up in the air and looking kind of like down the shoreline, you can see that there's like this huge, maybe like 300, 400, 500 foot long like trench, like skid marks into the air, like this thing like came down from the sky or something like that possibly and landed on the beach, like skidding, making these big long like trench marks into the sand.
This is some sort of flying device, is my guess.
Yeah, that's what you would probably guess. I mean, you can see now that you're up in the air that this thing didn't come from the water. You can see that it, like, it's hard to tell because you've never seen anything quite like this. If you know how this could have possibly happened or what, but yeah, you would guess that it like came from the sky. And then coming around the other side, you can see that the only other creatures kind of like around it right now are these shoreline scrappers that are just kind of like look like they're kind of like going around and eating around at it. You can also tell as you kind of come around the side that there's like this kind of crack and crevice that one of these is kind of like working at, trying to get in there, and you can see just a little bit slivers of like from the distance. It's probably hard to tell. If you want to give me a perception check.
Well, I would love to do that. I'm not terribly good at it. Bing, bong, boom. That'd be a good, big old 12.
Yeah, it's hard to see as you kind of like look in there, but you can see there's some kind of a crack, but you're not exactly sure what's in there. But it's enough though to let you know that it must be hollow inside, and it isn't like some big solid piece.
Okay. All right. I'm going to relay that back to everyone else. But the bodies, the damage on the back, maybe something broke off. It's got 6 tentacles. 6, I guess, they look like tentacles. And it looks like it crashed from, I just kind of paused for a second, like out of the sky?
The sky.
Yeah, do airships exist? Is that a thing?
If it is, this is.
That thing was in the sky?
I don't know. Yes, maybe. I mean, there's a long trench.
Wow.
Interesting.
You've never heard of any kind of airship or anything like that, and kind of like Greta like hears you kind of like talking about it, and she tells you that that her people have had like plans on working on some kind of like airship, but she's not sure exactly if anything has ever got off the ground, so to speak.
That was an out of character aside. I'm sorry, I should have been more clear because I'm like I don't know about the world really.
No, I know,
So,
but yeah, just when you're talking about some kind of like flying thing, she would kind of like relay that, that there's a group of gnomes over on the there's like an observatory on the mountaintop of Langagud, and this would be something that Sarala may have heard about this mountain, and maybe these gnomes, but she would tell you that they're working on some kind of devices to be able to fly, but she kind of like looks at it. She's like, would be nothing like this. This is not any kind of technology I've ever seen, if it even is technology.
Thank you for talking, Vivian. Sorry.
There's a crack on the north side. I don't know if we could get in through it, but we could at least see what's on the inside if we could get a little closer. But those creatures are blocking the way.
Well, it's time for them to be a few creatures less then, isn't it?
Time to do what we do best. Well, unless you can somehow sneak in, as I kind of like have armor, more metal. I think me walking closer would, attract more attention than anything. Dremis, would you be able to get a closer look?
I can. I don't know if I'd actually be able to sneak by quietly enough.
Well, time for plan B. And which way are we heading?
So the hole is on the north side of it,
Well,
right?
It's there, right?
I actually have
Yeah.
something for that. If you wanted to be unseen, I could make you invisible.
You have just reminded me of something that I have completely forgotten about my own self. And I'm just going to cast invisibility on myself. Because I completely forgot I had it.
Rogue now knows how to rogue.
Rogue took a spell for invisibility for himself to sneak.
Rogue finally knows how to rogue. Good, welcome back. Thank you for clocking into your 9 to 5.
He gives Fergus a smile that he knows he can't see. It's just like, I forget I can do these things sometimes. Okay. So I guess just gonna kind of skirt around. And is it supposed to be? I think it's over here.
Yeah, so he would have relayed the information that there's like a crack, like a tiny little like crack over here, where one of them, right here actually, where one of them is kind of like clawing at, and then on the back side, like over here, there's like a kind of like the back end half is like cracked open, so it looks like there's somewhat of like a opening on the back end too. As you get a little bit closer, you see this one over here. It's like antennae, kind of like go up, and it's kind of like looking around, but it seems to be confused. Like it possibly senses any kind of like metal that you might have on it,
Oh Lord.
but it doesn't see anything. But it kind of like goes back down and just starts clawing away at the buffet in front of it. Probably whatever you have is like minuscule and compared to what it has right now.
Thank God for my cane not being a great sword. Oh. So, as I'm scooting along, what exactly do you guys want me to do?
Go inside.
Alright. It's probably not the safest for me to go by myself, but
I was gonna say, I don't think he wants to get too far ahead of us.
Well, he's the only one with invisibility currently.
No, I understand that, but
I just want to see
Ray
if he
just
poke his
wants
head
to
inside.
fight.
If you want to roll me a perception check,
yeah.
as you go by, you can see now this kind of crack that this creature is looking at, and you can kind of see through. Do you have dark vision?
I do not, sadly.
Oh no.
Luckily, we have goggles.
So yeah, you can see that it's dark in there, and you can see just a little bit in there, and you see like some kind of like weird like tank with liquid in there. But anything beyond that, it's hard to see. As like the light goes in, but not very far. Yeah, but you see some kind of like tank with water in it, or some kind of liquid.
Okay.
So Fergus, can you cast invisibility on all of us?
Sadly, I'm not that powerful. Not yet.
Well then.
Just one.
Where's it at?
Wait, I think. Wait a minute. Sorry, let me double check. Visibility, touch. Well, I guess no, 2. I can do 2. Best I can do is 2.
So then, maybe you and Twidget should probably go past, and me and King can distract the crabs, and that way we could have advantage going into it. Say we need to fight these creatures in front of us, and that way Dremis is not by themselves.
Well, I could give 2. I could give it to 2 of you, and then simply fly over them myself.
so that would leave one.
Well, don't give it to me. I'm practically a shining beacon of metal. So, do you want to put it then on King and Twidget?
See, but the thing is, if we still are gonna have to confront them, like to me, it seems like a waste.
Well, spells aren't a waste for me. I just need like, give me an hour to rest, and I'll be fine. But if we don't have to. I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do.
Yes! Thank you, Jacob! Thank you! Your dumbass quarterback tried to spike the ball!
It's hard for me to really chip in with an answer when I've got like, yes, thank you, Jacob, you suck.
Come on, higher! Right there, baby!
Okay, so really quickly, for Fergus, Sarala, and Twidget, you're going to hear Dremis start talking in your head, just kind of. So what are we doing now? I see you guys are talking. I can't quite hear, so I figured I'd, link with you. Give us a little bit extra to talk about, so I can actually hear.
Sarala does like Sakura from Naruto, where she has that inner mental Sakura that kind of looming over. Like, I told you not to come into my head. I'm changing.
Oh my gosh.
It's necessary this time. Please don't hurt me this time.
Without permission.
I am also kind of like feeling like the whole mental intrusion thing is a little triggering for me. I take a step back as that happens, and okay, all right, thanks for asking. Okay,
Sorry,
Yes.
old spy habits. Sorry.
Search down.
At least I'm announcing myself instead of just listening.
Remind me to
Fair
kill you
enough.
later.
We're just not really bothered by that. But can I do a nature check to see what I know about these things?
Sure.
Okay, Stella.
Of course.
That's frustrating.
Well, if that was the words like that.
You know about as much as Greta has told you that they seem to be magnetic, as you can obviously see, as the stuff like attracted to them, attached to them, and you kind of picked up on the fact that that when you saw Dremis kind of like walk by it, it kind of like perked up and kind of watched him. But other than that,
But so that would be my assumption then, that it was based off of his metallic material that he had.
yeah, you kind of like watched it, and it almost kind of looked like how like the rust monster kind of like detected, like metal.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and just put the metal that I do have, which I think is just a dagger, behind the rock here.
Okay.
And I kind of want to see if I can get close to them without being sensed. What do people think about that?
I'm down for it.
I
Okay.
think it's okay.
I guess.
I mean,
Okay.
worst case scenario, I'd run up and start thwapping.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Twidget's gonna move over here.
What happened? Start what? Fapping?
Blapping. Yeah, like blapping. Like blacking it. But, you know,
Ah.
Yeah.
For whap.
Yes.
Whap. Okay.
Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna try and be sneaky and kind of push up against the hull of whatever this is.
Mhm.
Like the shape, I'm just thinking it's like the Enterprise.
Yeah, kind of. And as you kind of like go up to it, it has this strange like it almost like it has almost like a fleshy feel to it. As you
Ooh.
kind of like go up to it, and it's kind of like clammy too.
Oh, gross.
And as you kind of like feel it, it almost like moves just like ever so slightly, like it has
Like
like
a
almost like a pulsing like breath like to it.
Like the fucking skin of a pork shoulder before you cook it.
Yeah.
You ever just like slap it a little bit? It's,
Never done that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's satisfying.
Immediately denies it. Let's get a move on.
Okay, so I want to see. I guess I'll move here and I'll see if they're reacting at all.
Nope. It doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Okay.
They just continue clawing at these tubes.
Okay, how about here?
Nope.
Here?
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's not reacting at all. You don't have any metal on you, right? You said you.
No, yeah. I put the. I think the only metal I had were 2 daggers, so I went ahead and just kept those behind that rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that there was a crack here, or this thing's in front of the crack?
This one right here, yeah. This one is like in front of it. It's trying to like claw at it. Looks like maybe it's like there's like a crack from whenever like the impact, and it's like kind of like making it a little bit bigger.
Okay, so Twidget is actually going to move here. and see if either of them have started reacting yet.
No.
Okay. This is where it gets tricky, guys.
It's gonna take a couple of steps closer.
She's gonna.
Science.
Can we have some music to go along with this scene?
Twitch is gonna. She's gonna move there and hold her breath.
Okay.
Nothing?
Nope.
Okay, so Twidget's gonna move there.
Yeah, you squeeze past it, and they just seem to be completely oblivious to you.
Fantastic. Okay, so Twidget's gonna keep moving then. And you said there was also like kind of an entrance down here as well? Or was
Yeah,
it
on the
just-
on the back side, it looks like it's like cracked open there.
Okay, so then I'm actually just gonna move. If they're not reacting at all, then I'm gonna go ahead and move up here, behind this rock.
Okay.
And as I'm doing it, like I'm looking at Dremis to kind of like give the thumbs up, so he can relay that I made it to safety for now.
So then he'll let Fergus and Sarla know that Twidget seems to have gone by without them even noticing him. Her. Jesus, words. But that Twidget's by safely. So then, sadly, I think the only other one who could probably get by without being noticed would be Fergus, because he can fly high enough. Otherwise, you two have a bit too much metal on you.
Does King wear heavy armor?
No, but King's got a big fat morning star.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I hate to state the obvious, but we could just go around the south side, right?
No, we got
We're
the
just gonna get
music.
to the other side.
The opening is there though. The opening into this
Yeah.
thing is on the side.
So yeah, let's. I'm about done like pussyfooting around this. I'm ready. Like my fingers are crackly with arcane power. I'm ready to unleash.
Well, and the other thing too, though, like some of y'all could try and swim around if you can swim. Well, I mean,
I've got walk on water. We can essentially.
well, no, you would just like swim in circles now.
Oh.
No,
Sorry.
it'd be slightly less buoyant.
I mean, I don't have to swim. But for some reason, Sarala gets a feeling that Twidget's judging her, so she stares across the way.
Oh my
But
god.
I have water walk. I could essentially just walk on the water.
Oh, that would actually work even better because then you could go further out to not be detected.
Yeah, and I'm not fucking swimming in circles.
I mean, you could still, you could still synchronize swim out there. Nobody's gonna judge.
You know what? I use water walk. I'm out of here. Follow me.
I mean,
I'm going.
Fuck this
Leave.
shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Tony, stop playing Dicey Dungeons. Focus.
I am focusing.
No, you're not.
I've been playing it for the last like 2 hours.
Oh,
I've
I
been
know.
consistently focusing on this.
Oh, I know.
Thank you.
Oh.
Leave me and my ADD alone, damn it.
Are you
Okay.
are you coming with me, King?
Yeah, I had for some reason, I guess because I didn't have my token selected, and it had like Ishbel on my bar instead. That was weird. Okay, we're back. So I gotta make a what? Athletics, acrobatics,
No, you
for
just-
swimming?
No, you just come with me because I have water walk. So
Ah.
it will,
King size, the opportunity passed up
Up
to
to-
show off his swimming skills.
I mean, if you want to swim, you can. But other than that, up to 10 million creatures that I could see gain the ability for the duration, so you can just walk with me. got a 60-foot range, I think, possibly.
So how far out are you going?
It's 60 feet per round, but I'm just trying to not have them detect me some way.
It's like
So I'm going to what this edge allows.
Are you going like farther out than what the map is?
No.
Or are you...
I'm trying to go to maybe like, do they detect us as we're walking by? Like we're trying to get by them.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm
ready
not,
to
I'm not pressing push to talk.
Okay.
God,
I don't know. I'm following Sarala.
I'm sorry. I was trying to say no. I'm trying to go around them without being detected. Oh shit. There we go. I accidentally went further outside the map somehow. Can they sense me from here?
Yeah, if you are like that range, 15 feet, yeah, you as you kind of come around, it looks up and it's definitely perks up and it like turns around and it stops what it's doing and it just kind of like looks in your direction, but it doesn't actually see you. It seems quite confused. It like begins to like move forward and then it like moves backwards and it moves forward and it's like seems to be very confused. Well, what the hell's going on right now?
Yeah. Let's go. Fergus, you coming along?
Oh, I'm coming. For a few minutes yet, at least. Has it been 10 minutes since I cast this?
Nah.
Okay.
No, I would say it's probably, I don't know, just a few minutes.
Did we successfully make it?
I got another couple up my sleeve just in case, so I don't fall, into the water.
Did we successfully make it around the crabs?
Yeah, they appear to be. I mean, they definitely picked up on you, Sarala, but it was confused because they couldn't see you or anything like that, and it's kind of has this big buffet in front of it, anyways, right now. So it's just going back to what's easy and just picking away at what it's been doing.
Oh, right, and I kind of give myself like a one hand like fist pump. Yes. This lasts. If you try it lasts for 1 hour, so I mean, hey, But yeah, let's keep going. I want to check out this place.
Ooh, something happened.
Yes. I told ya.
Mommy. She's like 40 minutes late and come back.
Okay.
So, shall we go in? Looks the team.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Swoop.
All right, so around the back of this, you see this chamber that looks like it's been torn in half. There's jagged metal walls that look like to be sharp to the touch, and twisted tubes that kind of spout what looks to be some kind of like gas into the air. As you kind of like carefully enter the back end here, kind of avoiding all of like the sharp, jagged edges, you enter this like sundered end, and some more of this kind of like noxious gas spouts from these ruptured tubes in the walls. Peering through the haze, you can make out like a circular door here at the end. The contents of this little room here have been destroyed, and you see like smashed glass vials kind of all over the floor, and there are thin metal like wires that are strewn all about the place, and crumpled up metal instruments kind of like litter around the floor as well. You also see a decapitated head, much like the tentacled creature that you saw in the mine, and it lays in like the corner here.
Huh. Well, that's a fun sight to see.
Didn't see that the first time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this It's all connected. This is all part of some greater scheme. Something is afoot. I hover another 5 feet in the air.
Thank
Full
you, Sherlock
space.
Holmes. I appreciate it.
Are you kidding?
Ah,
You never won for shit like this.
gonna touch the circular door.
Okay.
Number one.
Yeah, you touch it. It appears to be some kind of like strange metal, and it's unlike any that you've kind of ever seen. It looks like maybe at one point it was very kind of like polished and gleaming, type of like silver type of metal, but it's all kind of like burnt out and like damaged in some sort of way. But mounted on both sides of this door, you see a kind of dark alien type of metal embossed with a series of like line segment striations. It looks much like the notebook thing that you had found earlier.
Look how far you see that ball.
No touch.
Wow, baby.
Huh.
Ooh, right between all your fingers.
Well,
So I guess out of I'm gonna take the book
It's a passing game.
wrapped in the little cloth and just tap it against the door, see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of tap it and it just kind of like clangs metal on metal, but nothing really seems to happen.
Jonas just kind of shrugs. It was worth a shot.
so we can't touch the door because the door is like the same thing as the book.
I'll take the risk. I'll do it.
No, I can
Wait,
do
wait.
it. I can do it.
It's okay.
Mage hand.
No, I've already done this. It's maybe it inoculated my mind or something against it.
That's true.
And I'm gonna push back and just touch the door.
Okay. You touch the door, and this one you don't get that kind of like psychic pulse as the other thing that you touch does. You kind of rub your fingers across this, and it feels kind of like the other one. It's almost like this strange writing that's been inscribed in the metal, but you don't know what it means.
Well, that was disappointing.
Is the door locked?
Yeah. So it's as you kind of like look it over. You want to give me like an investigation check for the room or the door?
Yeah, I'd like to look closer at the writing as well.
Okay. If you want to look at the writing, give me like an intelligence check.
I am not a smart man. Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
I'm just incredibly good looking and well spoken, but not that smart.
Right. So, King, looking over this room, you can see that that something appears like something kind of came through and like raided or looked over this before. You can see that there are once locked chests and metal like boxes kind of like lay broken open on the floor, and their contents have been plundered. You also notice like small shards of like coral that look to be like broken like coral jewelry on the floor. You also notice like small, like, well, not necessarily small, maybe like from a creature of your size, that there are like little webbed footprints all around this floor in the area here.
Walking.
What's this lock? I want to open the door.
So for the intelligence check, looking over the writing, yeah, you kind of run your fingers over it, and you're not quite able to make out what this inscription, what its meaning might be. You kind of get the sense that this might have something to do with the door, given its position. Maybe some kind of instruction on how to open the door, possibly, but you can't quite be sure,
Is the door
as you've
sealed?
never seen anything like this.
Is there any
Oh.
hinges on the door?
So So it looks like if you kind of like envision like one of those like spiral doors that kind of like open like in a spiral kind of way. So when it would open, you get the sense that like it would start like in the center of the door being small, and then it would like widen outward.
Well then,
Aperture. It's an aperture.
looks like we're not going in this way.
But as you try and interpret this writing on this panel, Twidget, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. You get this strange sense of like almost like dread trying to interpret this, and you get like this almost like psychic blast as you are able to somewhat almost like connect to it to try and understand it, but you're able to shrug off whatever kind of like thing was trying to like enter and take over your mind.
Yeah, so be careful with that. It almost just took my mind over.
Oh.
Ooh.
So
I didn't feel anything.
I think because you've already felt it once, you know what its grasp feels like.
So is Dremis still invisible or no? I was away for a second.
I guess I would still be invisible. Would I still be invisible? How long does it last again?
You'd have to attack or cast a spell.
It lasts an
I
hour.
think.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
an hour.
still-
Yeah, you'd definitely be invisible if it lasts an hour.
Okay, so
I'm
and
still-
is there like enough debris around here where if we gave him some debris and he tried to put it like right there or right there to try and lure away the one that's in front of that, would that be possible?
Yeah, I mean there's some debris, but whether or not you would lure them away, I mean, you saw like Sarala kind of like go past them with her armor, and they definitely noticed her, but they didn't. Well, I guess they couldn't see her though too, so I guess it'd be hard to know. But what you did see though is that the one over there, I guess depending on what you're trying to do, the crack is very small. You'd say it maybe be like 6 inches or so.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
So we have to go through the door.
Yeah, unless you have a way to shrink or change to a mouse or something like that.
If only we had a druid.
If only I was
I-
level 9, I could throw a dagger and then teleport to it.
I could go in, but not with anyone else.
No, I figured, but I mean, unless you're able to unlock
Would
the
you-
door from the other side, but you going in by yourself would not be the best decision.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying I could.
Did I try to roll an intelligence check for the door to see maybe if I can do something? I might not pass it, but
Sure.
please. Well, yeah. It's not interpreting anything.
Yeah, you kind of do so, and you have no clue. You don't pick up any kind of like psychic energy or anything like that.
Guess I'll give it a try then. Oh lord. Oh lord.
No.
I'm just running my hands along the wall like.
no.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
Oh god, please no. Oh, thank you. That was the other one for a
That was
moment.
the another one. Okay. Yeah, you two get this. I mean, you have no clue what the hell this means, but you just kind of like get this pulse, like trying to creep into your head, but you're able to shrug it off.
Ugh, that is not a pleasant feeling. Ah,
So now that I've felt that, could I do an Arcana check
Mhm.
to see if I know more about the type of magic that was used?
Mhm.
I'm assuming nothing.
Meh.
Yeah, whatever this is, I mean, you get the sense that you're not sure if it's even magic or if it's some kind of something with the ship or what this possibly is.
Can Can I tell how thick the door is? Is it like thin metal?
Um. Uh. Yeah. I mean, so like, I guess tapping it, pushing on it, it doesn't like seem to like flex or anything like that. But as you kind of like tap it, it doesn't seem like it's very thick. It seems to be like a very sturdy type of metal that you're not exactly familiar with. That's very strong but yet thin.
Strong yet thin.
Mhm.
Could I? We're gonna break down this door whichever way we go into. Can I? Hold on a second. I want to look at this one. Oh no! Don't do that. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work either. I was gonna be like, well, you know, I've got heat metal. Can I essentially just heat the metal and melt the door?
Yeah, can I just try and roll thieves' tools on this thing? I know it seems a little weird considering we don't know what the door is, but
That's why I was like, can I just melt the door? I have heat metal.
You take the bag of thieves' tools and just tap it against the door. Does that work?
Are you doing something with the crowbar? So you can see that like the center of it, it kind of has like this spiral kind of like look to it. And you feel like you might be able to like jam like the crowbar into like the center and like possibly start to like open it.
Into the
No,
sphincter.
I don't do anything with the crowbar. I take the crowbar and I hand it to King because I am not a strong man.
I'm a very strong man.
Yes, here, a tool.
And I take that crowbar and I jam it in and try to wrench it open.
Doop. Oh,
Okay.
move up.
Do it make it?
Go ahead, step working.
Yeah, roll me athletics check. Oh shit! And you know what? I forgot.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh no! I
Um.
slipped.
Break
Yeah,
the crowbar.
you. Oh, actually, you have advantage because he's helping you, right?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
well, in
helping.
that
Yeah,
case-
I mean, I think I would probably be the one to help.
Either which way, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
my help is the crowbar.
You
You like direct him what to do and everything. Like you're like, okay, you stick it right there, and then you're gonna apply the
Supervising.
force this way, so that you're instructing him how to do it. This thing is, like,
Yeah, you kind of like pry it open and it you get it in there and it kind of like the whole thing almost like rotates just ever so slightly and it opens up maybe about like there's like a 2-inch circle now in the middle. But it seems to be like almost like spring loaded. You're holding onto it like tight.
is it something
Jam
that
something in there.
I could try to pry it open further with my hands?
Yeah, I mean you feel like you could probably keep cranking with the crowbar to keep like almost like unwinding it.
Yeah,
But you feel like
we would have to find the open mechanism.
if you somehow like slip, it might slam back shut,
Right.
and you don't want to have a hand in there when that happens.
Uh,
As you look at Sarala,
Poor Sarala.
Sarala remembers this. Sarala will remember this. Well, let's keep trying. I mean, unless we can find something else to put in the door, but do we see a mechanism of some sort? Now that she's pried it open, now that he's pried it open.
like on the other side.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
us sticking anything through it.
Yeah, like peeking through like the little hole. What you see now, I guess anybody that has dark vision, because it is dark in there, you can see that there's like a corpse back in like maybe 25 feet beyond the doorway. There's a huge like silver greatsword next to it. But other than that, it's hard to get a little bit better look at it because you're just kind of looking through like a little hole in like darkness. But you don't see at this point, any other kind of like device on how like it might open. At least directly in front of you, because you're basically just looking, straight ahead through like a little hole. You can't really see off to the sides at this point.
We keep cranking the door open.
All right, roll me another
So-
athletics check with advantage. Yeah, were you gonna say something?
Is a great sword. It weighs about, I'd say between 4.4 and 8.8 pounds, right? According to Google.
Sure.
According to our almighty Google.
I'm just throwing this out there. Can I reach in with my mage hand and like grab the sword and just kind of like pull it to us, and maybe we could use that as a prop or something? If it's a big old sword that we don't care about because it's not ours.
Yeah.
Be my guest.
How long is
I
your
would
mage
like to
hand?
do that. 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You extend your mage hand out and kind of grab onto it and begin to pull it back. As it gets a little bit closer to you, it looks like it's almost like this glimmering sword. It looks like it's like shining silver, and almost like as you look at the metal on it, it almost appears to like waver and shimmer as you kind of like look at it.
Maybe it is a nice sword.
So
Okay, so maybe I won't use that.
if you can bring the sword to me, I can identify it.
Oh, absolutely. And I extricate it. Like, can I fit it through the hole that we have open so far?
Oh yeah, so with the other 22 athletics check, you're able to kind of crank it open to about an 8-inch opening now at this point. So yeah, I would say that you can pull it through.
Okay, I do that and hand the sword to Strala.
I cast identify.
Okay.
Give me the loot.
Trying to think how this would actually work. Okay. In addition, roll me like an Arcana or a History check.
Looks at sheet.
Oh boy.
Arcana and history. Yeah, they equally suck, but I mean, it's not hey, look, I didn't go for intelligence this time. I went for strength, and I can make things. Okay.
Can I try and assist with the check with one of those?
Yeah, can I give myself guidance?
I can give you guidance.
Oh, lovely.
Everybody.
Yeah, actually,
Let's give you guidance.
Yeah, or if you want actually Twidget to roll it, you could do that too. I guess as you kind of like explain what you found with the identification, it's kind of a combination because it's a weird item.
Nice.
I'll just
We'll,
take.
we'll use that.
Don't need any. Yeah. Okay. So, so you identify this item, and for some weird reason, you've heard of tales of this before. That you recognize this as what's called a silver sword. That it belongs to some kind of a creature that you've heard of before. That they're these almost like green elven-like looking creatures that are somewhat tall. You've heard of these tales of up on the mountains, of these stories of people talking about these. They were called Gith, and that these great silver swords only work for whoever owned it in their time of their life. So you're pretty sure that the sword as is would just function as just a great sword, but in the hands of whoever the owner originally was, that it could do some sort of like additional psychic damage.
Huh. Okay.
Um,
And
yeah, you would know that whoever the original owner of this was, that it's kind of like a priceless sort of relic for the whoever owned it.
okay. So
Garbage to us.
Sorella's like, well, it is a beauty, and she kind of raises it up into like the sun and like twirls it around, and unfortunately, it's practically useless. While it is a good quality sword, the only thing about these swords is that they're only useful in the hands that, well, they're made for, and otherwise in others, they're just decent weaponry. So, if we could find who this belongs to, or did belong to, and I kind of glanced the whole, might be the person that's laying on the floor in there. This is a priceless relic, but nothing that we can use, unfortunately.
So if nobody owns it, you can't just be like, "This is mine," and
Well,
then you own it.
we could sell it. It is an artifact, but I would like to dig a little more into
King
what
doesn't
this
know how that
does.
magic works.
So I'm kind of curious because of how close this was to the sword. If that's what it was trying to get to.
Oh, the crustacean creature?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's within looks like 15 feet of where it was.
Well, we moved it out of its range.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I guess you don't know what its range is, but
Jimis,
Huh. Yes. Sorry. I've been picking up the rocks as you guys have been doing your magic-y stuff.
I know you're trying to practice your dice rolls so when you go back to the bar you'd win more money, but right now, if you could do me a favor, could you go look around the corner, since I'm assuming you're still invisible?
Oh, yes, for a
and
while.
see if the crustacean has moved.
Nope, still standing there.
yeah, you look back, it seems to be just doing the same thing that it was. It's just kind of mindlessly picking at the side of the ship.
Okay. Never mind.
Well,
I mean, we could just get rid of it.
thank you for the follow, Nickel Midwest. That's actually pretty funny. Well, we can. I mean, I'd rather keep on to it, though. We could use it for other things.
Oh, when I say get rid of it, I mean the crab, not the sword. No.
No. Shall we use it to go inside then? We've kind of been standing around here for a while now.
I mean, we can try, but like, you said that the hole was only 8 inches.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you've opened it from 2 to now 8 inches.
So it'll be a while before all of us could get in.
Then, are we leaving this place? Because otherwise we'll have to find another way in, and we might have to either break down a wall or keep cranking this one.
Well, let's maybe give us another half an hour to an hour and see how much progress we have.
Yeah, see about, like, letting our strongest keep cranking. See where we get.
All right,
And
yeah, roll me like a couple more athletics checks.
It's not bad, but
king.
Yeah, that one's better.
Well, the middle one's 25 because you have advantage on these with somebody.
oh, right.
Yeah, so I would say after it probably takes you the good part of like 10 minutes to continue. Like you kind of like struggle between like opening it and it, like you lose a little bit of ground and then you open it further and until you've got it to about 4 feet and you feel like it's a pretty good size. Anything more, you might start to risk it as it's much more harder now to kind of like maintain. But it looks like you could probably open it up to like a total of like 5 feet.
Yeah, more than enough to step through.
Yeah.
The only issue is you getting through while holding it.
Well, I'll be helping her hold it open.
As you feel like you've kind of gotten it like open, a creature, steps out and looks at you and like, and he looks like this, but one of his legs is like kind of like almost like very damaged, and he looks to be kind of like a little bit bleeding, and he like steps out at you and like before your eyes he like vanishes in like a misty cloud.
Oh.
Magic.
Steps back.
And then right behind you he reappears.
Oh.
He lunges at holy shit.
No! That's a lot of damage.
It's not good. He lunges at Twidget. It's a 25 to hit. For 20 points of damage.
I'm too tired to do it tonight. Jacob, try to
Oh, look at that 3d6 psychic damage there. That sounds fun.
And then he begins to try to run. If you guys want to roll for initiative.
Initiative. It ain't me. It ain't me.
Oh, right, he can't see me. I'm like, why didn't he take a swing at me? I'm back there too. And then I'm like, wait, he can't even see me because I'm invisible.
I guess my initiative should be 10. It didn't stick. I wasn't selecting my token.
Okay.
I'll do better next time. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Okay. As you see him like just flash and just appear behind you. Oops, why is that? There we go. Okay. He flashes and appears behind you and takes a swing at Twidget as you're kind of like caught by surprise. He will then, as it's his turn, go and take 2 more swings. This time he's going to swing at Dremis.
Isn't Dremis invisible?
Oh, is Dremis invisible still?
Yeah.
If he is, then he's going to continue swinging at Twidget.
That'll do it.
Oy.
So I assume both of those hit unless you have...
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay. Yeah, he just takes out just 2 more massive swings at you. And you can see he's like... he's got like this look of like desperation in his eyes as he just takes 2 swings at you. And then he begins to run off this direction.
Oh, no.
But he is like limping, almost like he doesn't seem to be as fast as he normally would be. And so that would be if Dremis wants to get an attack of opportunity, you may.
Yeah. How dare you hurt my little friend?
See, yes.
Yeah.
You and I believe. Oh yes, you are invisible, right? I believe you should be able to apply sneak attack.
Oh, okay. Let's get to go.
So you have advantage. Okay.
Nice.
Another 14. Yeah, you just hit into him, and he looks like he's already been injured, and at this point now, as he continues to try and flee, you've badly injured him now, as he just kind of like leaves this trail of blood as he continues trying to limp away down the beach. Fergus, you're up.
Do I get him? Do I blast him? I say.
Blast him, please.
Blast him. Okay. I would like to.
Poor man.
Widget's down.
I'll get to it. Don't worry.
I repeat, Widget's down.
Okay, I make my way out here, and I'm going to. Oh, I would like to hex him.
Okay.
To do. And if I hit him, it'll do an extra d6 the one time there. On my Eldritch Blast, I'm going to fire 2 blasts at him. Bing, bong, boom. 23 and 9.
Okay, yeah. So the 23 definitely hits, the 9, though, misses.
And I'm just going to get out of the way and let everyone else run after him, too. Because I fight from the rear.
Alright, I don't remember how Hex works. That just automatically lands?
Well, when I do the first time I do damage, I do an extra d6. So, or wait, I don't know if it's the first or every time. Well, it doesn't matter because I only hit him once anyway. But I'll double check here in a second. But yeah, he does. He gets an extra 1 damage because that's the d6 that I rolled on it there.
It says, yeah, you choose one ability. When you cast a spell, the target has disadvantage on ability checks made.
I'm gonna choose Wisdom.
Okay. Alright. Alright, anything else on your turn?
That's all.
Alright, Sorolla.
I will pull out my potion of greater healing and give it to Widget. So to roll 4. 4d4. For a total of 13.
Thank you.
Okay.
And that's an action to give to others, if I remember. And then
Yeah.
as a bonus action, I don't have Cure Wounds, but I have Healing Word, so I will use that on Ray.
Okay.
Well, I tried. It's 5. I didn't roll it at a higher one, but at least you should be back up at least. So you should have 13 plus 5, should be 18 points total. And that should be the end of my turn.
Okay.
Dremis.
Alright, Dremis.
Dun, 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 dun. So Travis is gonna take his run over here, bonk him with the cane.
Bonk.
Or
Yeah, you kind of like try and stick him with it, and he just kind of like clanks off of his armor, even though his armor looks like it's been damaged and it kind of haphazardly like hangs off of him. You still kind of miss.
then I'll do that secondary stab.
Okay, the secondary stab. Let me just see. Okay. Yeah, you're able to find your mark with that as you kind of bore into his mind with your psychic damage. And he looks like he's really hurting at this point.
I apologize. Ray, you should have an additional 10 points. That's my bad.
You do not have to apologize for that.
It's because I remember my shield can heal, so I remember this. Okay.
All right. Anything else on for Gemus?
No, I've done my stabs. I forgot to hit
All
the
right.
button, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Twidget.
Okay, so standing up is just half movement.
Yes.
Okay, so Twidget's going to stand up and I want to see the radius of this real quick. So I'm going to actually cast it, but I'm not going to consume a spell slot. Oh, it doesn't give me the radius until after? Or is it because it's like a third party spell, like it doesn't actually give me the radius?
It says a shallow 15-foot radius pool.
Oh, did it not actually make a template?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Let me make a note of that. I can fix that for next time.
Okay.
But yeah, 15-foot radius.
So just out of curiosity, like how big is that? Because obviously I don't want to hurt Dremis.
It's 15 feet.
Okay.
I guess wherever you wanted to put it, but
Yeah,
I don't know what you're trying to do.
No, I'm actually just pissed and want him to burn. Then yes, like as long as Dremis is fine and I don't hit any of the crustaceans, then that is where I will cast it.
Okay. So, difficult terrain. Alright, he needs to make a dex save.
So it's 5?
Yeah. Actually. Yeah, you do this, and he just howls out in pain from this, and just drops down in this pool that you've created. And yeah, he just drops down. Anything else on your turn?
That's it.
Okay. All right, King.
Oh, we're still in. Even though the guy's dead, we're still in.
Yeah, no, yeah. You look around, you don't see anything else at this point.
I was gonna say, wait a sec.
But yeah, as this strange humanoid creature kind of like crumples into a heap on the ground in this pit of boiling oil that Twidget created in a scorn. Dremis, give me a perception check.
That's not perception, that's performance. That's perception.
Well, at least you rolled high for your perception.
he's
We
like,
will take
he's
it.
like, he's like, he's like, roll perception, and you just do like a little jig, but it's not even a good one. Like,
You begin to hear this
you're like,
horrifying, like almost like burrowing noise as you kind of like watch, and you can hear the sound like coming from him, and you begin to see his like head, like almost begin to like split open, and you watch as this brain on legs ruptures through the back of his skull.
Huh.
Oh,
Okay.
You should back up.
Run? Oh, God.
oh
those
Lord.
are some big meaty paws.
I was like, those are some big paws. I thought it was just gonna be like little tiny little. No, but those is.
Little like fucking like
Yeah,
a
no one's just
tiny
gonna like
version,
combat rollback.
a tiny
As he
version
begins
of that
to
fucking
pop
brain
out,
thing
though,
from
let me just look
Dune.
at the. How does this work on this spell?
So he needs, because if he's starting his turn, then he needs to do a deck save.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fail, right? Isn't it 16?
Yeah. What is your DC?
Let me see. Where is it at? Under spellbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It is a DC 15.
Okay. So he kind of comes out, and it lands in it as it begins to like squeal.
So it's half that.
It begins to like attempt to start like running away.
Oh Lord.
Oops. Can't tell if I've got him visible or not. So damn. Do you guys see him right now? Where he is?
It did not.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Now he should be there. You see him here?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really hard to see in that terrain right there because he's so small. But he kind of like bursts out of the creature's brain and finds himself in this boiling oil, and it just squeals out in pain. And then he begins to like make a break for it as he's like running this direction now down the beach. Do you do anything?
I'm going to chase after it and try to capture it in a bag. Oh, actually, it would be considered a monster, right?
Well, yeah. It's not like a dog or anything like that, I guess, if that's what you're saying.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna use some of the charges on my hand and cast Hold Monster on it.
Ah, okay. And by the way, so Hold Monster works on humanoids. It's just a stronger version of like Hold Person.
Okay.
It's on any kind of creature. Okay.
It's probably a fail.
Yep, that's definitely a fail. As it begins to run, you cast this on it, and yeah, you feel like you have some sort of. Actually, let me just make sure about something. You feel like you have some sort of control over it.
So I guess I'll take some steps closer. Take a bit of rope and like tie the legs on it together.
Okay.
I'm just gonna kind of hold it up from the string and come back to everybody else with it.
dragging it on the ground. Like, look at
Well,
my
no.
new puppy.
No, not quite dragging it. I don't want the brain to, become all covered
Yeah.
in rocks. So I'm gonna hold
Also,
it
do you
above
know
the
how
floor.
easily those things damage?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of be dangling it on the string, like, so. What do we do with this?
The fuck is that? Actually, King wouldn't curse. Feel like
Oh no.
Let me see. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So as you're kind of like, you have its like little legs tied up and whatnot, but your all of a sudden your grip that you had on it before, you feel like with Hold Monster, it somehow like broke free under your control as it looks at you. You need to make a intelligence saving throw.
Please pass.
Eh.
Please pass.
oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh lord.
Oh
Oh,
no! Come
Oh,
on.
shoes.
Oh,
Well, at least you didn't lose a hand.
Well, I mean, technically he already has.
Again.
Yeah. Oh
Well, it can only
lord.
happen one more time.
Right.
Also, on failure, roll a 3d6. If the total equals or exceeds the target's intelligence score, that score is reduced to 0.
What is your
Oh,
intelligence?
My intelligence. Oh god, it's 11.
Oh no.
This is not happening.
Oh,
Now,
lord.
question. He did tie it up, so is the thing able to move?
See, the thing is, it doesn't say how it attempts to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I would think because I'm holding it on the string.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe I should have just drug it to the ground.
Or thrown it in the oil.
Yeah, it might have been a good idea
mean-
too, but
The devour thing, I guess it's a psychic attack because it's got a range of 10. I mean, it's not gonna
yeah.
bite someone 10 feet away.
Yeah.
But now Dremis has no intelligence. Does it Dremis die when his abilities go to 0? Isn't that
It
how
says
RPG
I'm
works?
I mean, in the thing it says I'm stunned until I regain the point of intelligence. But
So if you're stunned,
yeah.
Yeah. On some abilities, when they go to 0, you just outright die. I don't think that's with intelligence though. Let me just see.
I mean, it's usually with a drain. Like, that's not a drain, though. Like, that's just an instant 0.
Mm-hmm.
The physical abilities, when they go to 0, I think will kill you. Like the mental, like if your charisma is 0, it's not going to kill you. If you're into 0, it's not going to kill you. You're just, comatose, catatonic.
Yeah, you are essentially just catatonic right now until you gain 1 point of intelligence back.
So I'm just immediately just slacked against the weird pulsating wall right now.
Dremis?
uh-oh.
Do we kill it? I mean, does Dremis have to roll another save?
No, at this point, no, he's completely stunned. His intelligence is 0 as he just sits there catatonically. What does everybody else do? As this thing just zapped him.
Okay, but it's right here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Twidget's gonna go ahead and shoot a firebolt at it.
Yeah, I'd like to blast it as well.
Kill it with fire.
Aw.
Oh no.
All right, yeah. Twidget, you hit it. It's still up, but it is looking very badly injured.
Can I hit it too?
Yep.
Bing bong.
And it looks like it's about to do something else to Dremis here. Okay, yeah. At that, your first Eldritch Blast just like blasts this thing into oblivion, and knocks it dead.
It's just a fucking pile of wet mush.
Which is good because it was about to.
Oh no!
I had a feeling.
Oh no!
Can I do a medicine check to see if I can help Dremis?
Yeah, dude. A CR2 creature is no joke. Looking over him, you believe that for sure after a long rest, he will regain his intelligence back and
Let's walk it off.
come out of this catatonic
Walk it
state.
off.
In a shorter term ability, you feel like some sort of like restoration spell might be able to bring him out of it.
Okay, so Twitch is going to go ahead and relay that. I don't really know Lesser Restoration. I don't know if anyone else does, but if we don't, we should probably actually try and find a place to do a long rest.
Well, we can tiptoe back over and have Greta take us back.
Also, don't give Dremis any sharp objects for the next 24 hours.
Or let him operate heavy machinery.
Be care of special hazards on the floors, any wet objects.
So Twidget looks to Sorala. Is there anything that you think you could do?
Restoration.
You're on push to talk. We can't hear you if you're talking.
Sorala kind of scratches her head and says, well, I don't think so.
Okay, so do we want to actually go back to the ship, or do we want to actually just try and push the hole and try and patch it up, and the six of us kind of get tight in here for the night?
Well,
Not if there are more of those brain things.
that's my concern.
Hell to the motherfucking no.
Does the great sword the silver great sword that dude was carrying, is it still on the ground?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it looks to be very much like the one that you found from the other one. And you can see as you kind of like look in now, as the kind of like light kind of comes in from outside inside, that there's another corpse laying over there that looks like another one of these kind of green skin looking elves that you believe is a Gith Yankee.
Can I take his sword as well?
Mhm.
Okay. I have two silver great swords in my chest. Silver great swords.
Okay, so are we going to go back around the crustaceans then? Back to the ship?
We could either go back around to the ship. We can go the back way, I'm assuming, if there's nothing down here.
I mean, there's also like vegetation down here that we could try and camp in.
Is the vegetation poisonous at all? Andy?
The vegetation, is it poisonous?
Yeah, is it like poison ivy?
Like-
Is it?
Oh no,
terrible?
yeah. Looking over, you don't believe that there's any kind of like poisonous vegetation in the area.
So Do we want to? We need more opinions besides Ray. What are we doing,
what
team?
about Greta? Greta's just kind of sitting out there. We just came to check this thing out. You haven't checked in with her.
Are we dragging his body around the back here? Is it possible?
Well, and that's the other thing I worry about too, though, is trying to get him through the crustacean.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, are there any, like, if you look down here, I don't see anything down here. Could we drag him this way?
Mhm.
And I just hoist him over my shoulder and carry him. He's probably small enough, right?
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
smaller than you.
I think everyone here is small enough. Any
except
two of us
for
would be small
Sarala.
enough.
Sarala's
as
a fucking. What's
okay.
it called?
As you come over on the backside over here, you see a few feet from this wreck, there are like 3 human corpses that look like they've been there for like some time, maybe like a month or so.
It looks like
kind of bad over here.
Kind of looks like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
So, I'm thinking we go over here. What's the ground look like? Like the topography of the land?
Yeah, so you're looking at like the area is kind of like sandy dune with like kind of like grass that's kind of like growing in, like the kind of grass that you might see like along like dunes or like some kind of like a beach.
Oh,
Okay, so there is like vegetation and stuff.
Yes.
wait, Ray.
What? I actually had a good idea, but go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna chime in really quick. I realize I'm not push talk. God damn it. Has it been an hour yet?
Since you've been here?
Yes.
Maybe not quite. I would say maybe it's been 35, 40 minutes.
I got 15 minutes. So how long would it take us to cross the water? Because technically my water walk should still be active because it does last an hour. And we can just walk back along the water.
I mean, you'd probably know that you could just walk down this way and get back there too.
True. But you said there's corpses in front of us, and I don't trust you, Andy.
Yes. Okay.
You've already given me heebie-jeebies. You've killed my baby. I don't trust you. You sus.
So
Alright,
my
well,
idea
yeah,
was
wonder-
going to be to like give all of the people that have all their faculties haste, and just kind of like camouflage the fuck out of this area. Like just get a bunch of vegetation, kind of create like almost like a little tent, and then just camp here for the night.
We should also inform our Greta
Yes.
that
No one's got tiny hut.
I can send her a message if we're not going to walk back.
okay.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing? We're camping out, team?
This place gives me the creeps.
So King says no. Fergus?
I'll camp here if I have to, but
I'm-
I don't
Yes,
like
Fergus?
it.
Okay, I say yes.
Okay, we're camping for the night. Dremis has no opinion because he's gurgling vomit out of his mouth, whatever the case he can do.
Tremis just says pace.
Witty.
Cheese wheel.
I will move over to where Ray pointed.
Aramis is having an engaging conversation with King for like the first time since they've met.
King finally feels understood.
Oh, no. I sent a message to Greta. I'm not even-
All right. Yeah. So Greta asks you if you want to take Ishbel back. She should just come back the next day.
If you could please watch over her, this is gonna get a little dicey, and I don't want you guys around this. We've ran into
25 words.
if you could.
Too dangerous for baby. Hey, thanks.
Literally have 4 words. Too dangerous for her.
Shit is whack, yo.
It's whack, yo. Alright, hold on. I think I can unmute Push to Talk now. Holy shit, they're done screaming. I'm alive. Alright.
Alright.
So, Dremis, Fergus, you guys want to come back over here so we can camp up for the night?
Oh, I
Sorry.
carried.
And Dramus, I need you to roll me a D100.
Oh boy.
Rip.
Alright, I can just do this. Although it rolled. No, rolled right. Okay. Oh boy. What did I do?
Alright, and then roll me a... Well, no. Yeah, actually... Roll me a D6.
Steven. This is odd.
Okay. Alright, so... Alright. Alright, so you send your message to Greta, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just explain to her that you want her to keep Ishbel, right?
Mm-hmm. Just to hold on
Alright.
to her and stuff like
Yep.
that.
She agrees and just lets you know that just to message her back when you're ready to get picked up.
Awesome.
Alright, was there anything else you guys were doing for the night? Or wanted to make any other preparations for anything?
I mean, I just figured like I was gonna cast haste on all of the able people to kind of
Can't
camouflage.
find anything to make a good dinner. Sorry, guys. It's gonna be trail rations.
I guess I'll help you in that search. It might not be as helpful, but we'll try together.
Yeah, you don't come up with much. You come up with like some like nuts from like the trees, and you just can't stop thinking of like how good
Wow.
like a lobster dinner from out front would be.
Okay.
Have like a
what-
lobster boil with the giant crustaceans out front.
What stat is survival? Is it wisdom, or is
Wisdom.
okay?
Should be wisdom. It is wisdom. I have a +7. I rolled a 2.
I mean, I'm just a simple country boy, but I've done my share of foraging.
Yeah, you find like a little hole with some like strange looking gopher
He
type
starts
creature.
to have imposter syndrome.
You ever had gopher? Pretty good. Put it on a stick. Fry you up some gopher.
Alright, we ready to camp out?
I think so.
We sleep.
Okay. So you make camp in the best way that you feel that you can. You guys all take a long rest. Dremis, after sleeping the night, you are no longer stunned, but you develop this this strange fear as you kind of like wake up, and you kind of like look at this ship, and it just like scares like the living shit out of you.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
Ugh, so I'm just gonna like back up against the wall and just. Yeah,
What's wrong?
Buddy,
Dennis?
you okay?
this, it's unlike it. I need to get away. I need to get back on the
I
ship.
mean,
need to
I
get out of
don't
here.
like it either, but like, calm down.
No, no.
So, mechanically speaking, you've developed a short-term madness for the next 3 hours.
Okay.
I guess we are leaving you outside. Well, for 3 hours, I mean, do we take a short rest again and just wait? Or do we go in and leave Travis outside?
I mean, I guess we could do a little bit of searching for those 3 hours. Kind of some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Be right back a sec.
Okay. Where would you like to look?
Well, I mean, didn't Fergus say that you could do invisibility, right? And then you can I'm talking out of character, but you could get it back from a short rest?
Yeah.
So why don't we invis some of us and we can kind of search around a little bit and then come back?
And see if Travis' condition improves.
Well, yeah, I mean, just have it be 3 hours, but
No, I get what you're saying.
I will be right back, though.
So then, who should we put the invisibility on then?
Not me. I'm not. Even when I'm invisible, I make noise.
Well, I'm a clinking
Okay, I'm
heap
back.
of metal, so I make noise too.
Well, where are you trying to, like, look, I guess?
I'm pretty sure they want to go inside.
Trying
the
to go
ship
inside? Okay.
to just like look around invisibly.
Mhm.
I'm terrible at stealthing, so I mean, I may not be the best, but I have the highest passive perception. So you know what?
I mean, I can go too. I'm not. I mean, I can float and not make footsteps at the very.
I can float. the most fearful thing, I can float. Okay. Well, Jermis can't go in, so he's next. And then we just have the 4 of us. And how many can you do? You can do 2 other people?
2.
So then... Did Ray say, or did Twitter say they were going in?
Well, they suggested that maybe we do some reconnaissance.
But they didn't want to go in themselves.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here really quick. Is the door still open, or did it shut back close?
I'm gonna say, like, you open it up to the 4-foot area, and then it just kind of, like, clicked in place, and it, like, stuck open. Like after a while, you feel like you might have, like, broken it somehow by, like, cranking it backwards, and now it's, like, kind of, like, broken in place.
Nice. I still want to prop something. I'm gonna take one of the long swords and, like, put it in place so it doesn't, like, even if it's broken, you never know. I just want to secure
Okay.
it.
Sure. You do so.
Yep.
Your right hand. Your one hand left.
My one hand. Look, at this point, at least I can river dance, alright?
So, I'm back. Is there any way that I can maybe shorten that duration on Dremis's frightened with, like, a short-term care medicine check?
I need to reload my character sheet. That's right. Spells, manage spells.
It would probably have to be some kind of form of, like, magic. I don't know if just, like, a regular, like, herbal remedy would snap him out of it.
Okay.
We could try a grounding technique. You could think about what your 5 senses are sensing right now. Go through one by one. You could go through the alphabet and list things. So, like, Pokemon, Harry Potter
What
characters.
is it, like 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3
Yeah,
things
that's a good way of doing it too. Yeah,
You
my
can
wife's a
try
counselor, so I know it's like, oh, you're feeling frightened. You're having a mental health issue. Let's talk through it.
Here's
Yeah,
a
do you have, like,
listicle article.
do you have like a couch, or you could like set it down like a psychotherapy session?
Well, we can make a couch. We can figure that out.
you can
This
sit
rock
on
looks like a
Kay's
couch.
lap.
If you find the right mushrooms around me, that might help too. I hear that's good therapy.
So maybe a couple of us could go in there just real quick, do a real quick reconnaissance while we're invisible, and just come back out and see if there's. I mean, because if we go in and there's no one in there, we can just leave Tremis out here for a second to, like, I don't know, cover us.
I have an idea because I need to see. Oh, that's a 3rd level casting spell. I mean, technically it would work. I would just have to prepare my sheet because it's a new day and I haven't done that. Yeah, I mean, okay. Let me then unprepare that and unprepare. I don't need this right now.
While you do that, if somebody wants to give me a perception check.
Oh boy. Can I do a performance check instead? That's so much better for me.
Oh, I like how it popped up on my D&D Beyond page. That's interesting. I'm like,
Oh, on the game log.
so where the fuck is it? This.
So as you kind of come up from your camp and it's the next day, looking over here at these bodies, one thing that catches your eye, like now, in the kind of the sunlight, the way that the sun is now reflecting on it, you see like this little idol laying next to it that's kind of like glinting in the sun.
Where is
So
it?
you were gonna say something about seeing a brain, and I was gonna be like, no, I'm booking it the
Hey,
heck out of here.
You see like a little object kind of like glinting in the sun, laying next to one of these bodies.
Object glinting.
Oh, I probably don't see it with my 9. There's no way.
Yeah, Sarala would see it with her 18.
Can I see what it is from this distance, or would I have to get closer?
It looks like it's like a little, maybe like a 6-inch like idol of like a shark made from coral. It looks like it's been damaged, like the fins on it have been like snapped off. Embedded in it appear to be like some kind of like little, like crystals that are kind of like making it kind of like glint in the sun.
Okay. I guess I'll unprepare that. I will point that out to the rest of the group and say there's something over there. It kind of looks like a shark idol.
Do you want it?
I don't know what it is. Can you pick it up? Because I don't want. I've
can.
learned my lesson from touching things.
Okay, so I'm gonna boop 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 boo doo 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 30 feet, and then I grab it with my little hand, and I go, wait, oh, just come back here, and then I right about there, and drop it on the ground.
Thank you.
Okay.
I cast identify.
Sorry.
You're fine. Okay.
Is this like an at-will thing? You can do this as much as you want, the identify thing?
like as a ritual, yeah. Which I'm usually
Okay.
doing it as, but it's part of my Forge domain, so technically it's just I
Oh,
always
cool.
have it prepared.
So as it kind of like passes by you, it looks like it has these strange like little glyphs scratched into its surface, and they almost somewhat resemble the strange inscription writing that you've seen on like the booklet and now on the door.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I'm
As you
not touching it.
identify it, um, you come to understand that this looks like some kind of like a shark idol that something like a Swahagan would use as like a worshiping tool, but it looks like it's been damaged and discarded for some reason.
Swahagan?
So
Yeah,
it's an idol.
Sahuagin, Swahagan.
Oh,
Swahagan.
Sahuagin. Oh, Sahuagin. Got it.
Who again?
Yeah, Sahuagin. According to long hair DM from famous D&D. What's his name? Matthew.
Okay.
Oh, Matthew Mercer.
Yeah.
Doesn't ring a bell.
If you go to the D&D website, if you click on the D&D Beyond, the pronunciation guide. Sahuagin.
Again.
What did I prepare?
What are those?
It's like an aquatic
Fish
type
people.
creature.
Oh,
Hey, fish man.
Bad mermaids.
Oh, that's the one I'm missing. And this, which of course does it now get rid of the second level.
Also, the other thing, as you kind of like identify it, you have this strange, like otherworldly, like voice in the back of your mind, as like the kind of like the little inscription glyphs, like almost like glow, and it says in your mind, "False idol."
A false idol?
Mhm.
Huh. I relay that to the group.
It spoke to you.
Apparently. Is that because of my religion base as being a cleric that I wouldn't understand this?
You understood it from when you cast the identify spell.
Oh, okay. No,
You
it's-
somehow were kind of able to like interpret what the writing said with the little, inscription glyphs, the kind of braille-like writing.
Okay. Now I need my sheet reloaded. Thank you.
Okay.
Bad news. Bad news.
Okay.
Leave it.
Well,
Or give it to him to wrap up. Or give it to them to wrap up.
so he's still frightened, right? So, did I put that? Make sure I double check. Did I put? Please tell me I put that, and I just didn't say load my shit for no reason. Okay. No. Was Dremis's frightened condition, is Dremis's condition based off a spell effect?
No, what are you trying to do?
I was trying to get rid of his frightened status because I know calm emotions can suppress frightened conditions.
Oh,
But-
yeah, I'd allow that.
But dispel magic
Sure.
would get rid of it because if it's based off of a spell effect, then I would dispel the effect. But that's why I was asking if it was.
Oh, yeah, it's not like a spell effect that caused
That's
it.
why I was double checking. And did I make
Yeah.
sure? You stupid fucking son of a mother gunning pew. I hate. Where is it? I always have this prepared. That's stupid. See, when the things I don't.
I see you also have Lesser Restoration. That would remove it too.
Okay. So then I'll walk over to Dremis and kind of tap him on the shoulder and, oh, do I have to reload my screen? Hold on. I have to reload my screen. And well, I'll cast Lesser Restoration and be like, "Are you all right, friend?"
Better.
Should play the
He
phone.
kind of like nods, like better. Thank
my
you, friend.
My sheet isn't loaded, but that's fine. It didn't change my spells.
Oh, it didn't update?
No.
Let me try this again. Unless I
Oh, no, wait,
did somebody else's.
Oh, never mind. There it is. No, I'm
Oh.
stupid.
Oh, okay. Well, now it's doing it again. Okay. Yeah, as she does that, your fear becomes removed, and you don't have this kind of erratic fear of this ship. Although you can certainly understand why you were fearing the ship.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've kind of taken the time, shall we go in?
Well, this might be a
was-
good place for us to stop. Since we're almost at the top of the hour here.
Okay.
Let me then. So, how long does this last? 10 minutes? One winged creature is touch certain types.
How long does what last?
I was looking to see what this spell would do, but it only works. I thought it works on everyone. It does not work on everyone. I thought it did. I'm looking to see if there's another spell that could work.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's it. Yay!
I'm gonna stop picking up things.
No, keep picking up things.